If Love and Gogi is wrong, I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't care.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not right.
Yeah, that's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit her with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay. Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the songs with the show, and till then it's half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, independent, I never ever traded. You know what? What is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side fly. Gucci get large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Hands up as ever. Cute as can be, you can watch on YouTube with me for free. This one time for the Twitch, this one time for the text, this one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
Well, you know.
No. Let me just say this. For a week, we have been waiting for this day.
Yeah.
You, my friend, wanted chaos. And I'm going to bet that in the next 7 to 10 hours, if not sooner, you going to get it.
Oh, boy. We are in for it tonight, my friend.
Because
we are in for it tonight. I was like naive yesterday. I was.
Here's the deal. Everybody think that people going to go to sleep at night and get up in the morning with some get right.
Or a clear head.
No. We call that get right. Like you all of a sudden, you done dug your heels in, and now you done dug your heels in too much to the point where you look like a fool if you come back and go back the other way. So now you dig your horns in.
Yeah.
Right? Which I think this is where Jimmy is, where he'll feel soft if he turned back on the things that he said.
Mm-hmm.
The organization could do it. There's no problem if the organization, say, we had a conversation with Jimmy or whatever. But Jimmy can't do that to the Heat. Jimmy can't go into the Heat and say, had a conversation, I'm just going to ball out for the rest of the year.
Right.
Okay? Not going to happen. So right now, we have a situation where they just trying to see if Jimmy let's meet somewhere in the middle. Now I look soft if I come off of this, right? You can't go in like this saying, I can't be happy to come here, and only a week later, I'm happy. When ain't no money being given out. So
it was
that's the situation you in.
Yeah, we're heading for a very, very weird night. We're gonna head for a very, very weird night. And
you gonna be there?
Of course.
So am I.
Hey,
boots on the ground.
You know what's funny? Here's the crazy thing. We have been so caught up on this. I forgot who they play.
Nuggets.
Okay.
Oh, a team with their own problems as well.
Team with their own problems, but a team that always owns the Heat. Man, they kick the Heat's ass.
They may have their own problems, but they got that dude.
They do.
Got that sometimes dude. They ain't got that I'm worried about my money dude. They got that dude.
And his new BFF Russell Westbrook, who's having a good season with him.
Oh, you think the brothers are going to be in town?
Probably. They love to party down here. Probably.
Think they party with Jimmy?
Hard to say. Jimmy does love the Serbians.
Send him some coffee.
Now wait. So if we were on the other side of this, right? Tobes would be doing all the googly eyes, sitting googly eye. Ooh, Jimmy party with the Serbians.
Oh, I know. That'd be awesome. I'd love it if that could happen. That'd be amazing. No. So anyway, yesterday what happened was there was a meeting. Apparently, there was supposed to be a meeting with Mickey Harrison, among other Heat staffers. I don't know what happened. We have nobody's dropped what had happened in that meeting. We do know that Jimmy was taken off the injury report. So I guess by all official impressions is he's going to play. I mean, I don't know. I'm just letting you know, dude. That's what it is. That's what that means.
In the words of Ocho Cinco, child, please. What you do? What? Hey,
Then
do you want to create the single-handed most chaos that's ever been surrounded around the Miami Heat organization?
yeah.
Throw Jimmy out there for the beginning of that game.
Well, here's the thing. So yesterday, the only thing we got out of anybody was Kevin Love trolling on social media because he posted Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not bleeping leaving, and it was live look at Mickey Arison's meeting with Jimmy, and then hashtag get my joy back, which Jimmy liked that tweet. But I have a feeling that Kevin Love is just messing around because Kevin Love likes to mess around. I don't think that things are actually kumbaya. I don't know. But for a minute, everybody was like very happy yesterday. Like it was almost adorable, Leroy, because the fans are like, "Oh, is everything okay?"
Hey.
And I just think that Kevin Love is looking for jokey jokes.
In the words of my mother, I said, hey, don't worry about these 4 dogs. They don't bite. They're nice. Her reply, they have teeth, don't they? So I'm going to say this. Y'all can go ahead on and believe, oh, well, maybe this. Oh, let me be positive. Oh, well, maybe he'll just play out the end of the. He would already done that. Right? Like, do you know how bad it must have gotten for the Miami Heat to suspend what some would consider their best player?
Yep.
Okay.
Here's
without all the conversations or whatever behind closed doors, they are the best at keeping things in-house.
Well, now everything's starting to come out because ESPN this morning dropped a very, very in-depth piece on, and shout out to Ramona Shelburne. I mean, it's got the feelings in it of where everybody's at. And yeah, I don't think this is, I don't know. Like this is like, oh, this doesn't sound like it is going to go great tonight. I don't know.
And it's an 8:00 game tonight, right?
8:00 game. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's prime. That's basically prime time. I'm surprised, like for tip off, they'd go dun 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 dun, and just so official sitting on.
What is the what is the ESPN game tonight? Are they going to break in?
Oh yeah.
Well, from what I would think, Spo would be talking around Sports Center time.
He's going to talk at 6:15.
That's right there. That might be second block of Sports Center. So they might go live looking at Erik Spoelstra talking about the Jimmy Butler situation.
Magic Celtics tonight.
Spo has to be just so exhausted over. He's trying to win basketball games. He's trying to figure out who can do what, and he ain't even asking about Nico and Khalil.
This is nasty work, guys. I'm sorry. I am shocked that the Heat have taken this long to handle, like, to come out with anything. Like, nothing has been reported. Because, look, we all know from a long road trip that the first game back at home, it takes them a little while to get going.
Sure.
After a long West Coast trip. And you're going against that big guy.
Yeah.
That big Serb.
Yep.
And you got to deal with this drama still.
Yep.
Man, this is
I don't know, but like Vlad, I think the thing is like almost it's like officially with the league, like what is their other play is just to tell them to stay and go away, and I guess they don't want to do that. You know, pay and just make him go away and work out a trade or figure it out. But I don't know. It doesn't
because
they've already suspended him a very long time, which according to this report from Ramona, like Jimmy was like furious and flabbergasted by. And she's reporting that like there was a chance that when they met with Riley in the middle of the suspension, if he was contrite, that they could have reduced it, and he doubled down. He's like, nope, trade me.
So from that standpoint, what do you like? Again, Jimmy can't come back. The Heat tried in their own way to just get any idea of whether it could be fixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy then doubled down. So, like, here's what they're doing right now. You want to tell you what the Miami Heat doing?
Hmm?
They're looking at the CBA.
What are all the rules we can expose here?
What do we got here, guys? Right? I don't know what you do, because as much as we could say the Miami Heat should have did something before now or whatever, because we all kind of had a feeling this summer when they didn't extend Jimmy that something like this could happen. Well, Jimmy threw us off with his comments.
I've been very interested. I've told you the thing I've been interested in with this whole thing is like what the hell happened from the ankle twist against OKC, and that this is apparently the best explanation that has been said as to what happened. But it said the push began in the first half of the December 20th loss against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Butler went to the locker room because of a sprained ankle, but left the arena because he reported to the team's medical staff he was feeling sick. He didn't play the next night in Orlando, or December 23rd at home in Brooklyn, or December 26th in Orlando. Some team officials began to regard Butler as somewhat AWOL, sources said. Butler's side contends that he was communicating with his status through his agent, Bernie Lee, and training staff. The tensions heightened as Butler's social media activity picked up on the 26th. While the team was playing in Orlando, he was officially listed out because of illness. Butler posted a video of him playing soccer with former Manchester United star Paul Pogba. Is it Pogba or Pogba? Pogba. I'm sorry, double P. Both looked healthy and spry. 3 days later, while the team was on the road in Houston, he was officially listed as reconditioning. He posted a video of himself playing dominoes in the locker room with his agent, Bernie Lee. Each post was seen by team officials as an affront and an attempt to make the situation more uncomfortable. When Butler finally rejoined the team for practice after missing 5 games, he displayed what one team official called, quote, as a very poor attitude, and he spent most of his time sitting in the corner. His playing comments both after both games he played left little doubt to his feelings. And then we have the whole "I want to get my joy back" quotes. Asked if he could get his joy back on the court with the Heat, Butler said probably not. The Heat had enough, and Riley released a statement outlining the terms of the 7-game suspension. Butler, sources close to him said, was furious at the length of the suspension and the potential $2.3 million lost salary. The National Basketball Players Association has filed a grievance. While Spoelstra and the rest of the team were in Utah trying to avenge an embarrassing 36-point loss to the Jazz, Butler and Riley met to discuss the team's intentions with the suspension and fine. Sources said Butler strongly reiterated his trade request. There had been some possibility that in the meeting it could have resulted in a reduced suspension and fine for Butler, sources said, but Butler would have had to show, quote, a lot more contrition, one source said. Instead, he doubled down in person with Riley and then publicly in an Instagram post hours later that showed him complimenting a barista at Big Face Coffee in Miami, saying, "This is our best guy right here. See, I give you a compliment. That's what bosses are supposed to do. They build you up. They don't break you down."
Now, let me get a little bite of that. Woo! All this story and all of this explanation, you lost me at playing soccer with
Pogba.
Yeah. So if and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time when guys are banged up, injured, or sick, they will send 1,000 videos trying to get back, working it out, whatever. We see it all the time, right? Because like it almost said, hey, why isn't so-and-so playing? Hey, I'm working my butt off. Tyler Hero used to send videos all the time, right? Working in the gym, whatever, right? You can't and then put it on social media of you playing soccer while the team that pays you $50 million is playing basketball somewhere else. You can't. It's a bad look.
This was
because
also
now the team is looking at it like, oh, you can stay in front of Pogba He can't stay in front of so and so, right? And so it's but here's the deal. Everybody in the world knows Jimmy's a troll, right?
Yes.
He does it for fun. That's part of his side job, trolling. So you take a guy like Pat Riley, who sees that. You take a person like Erik Spoelstra and sees that. You take your teammates and see that. Now everybody is on another level of heat, right? Because everybody's starting to look into this video and determining Jimmy Butler's health. And because Jimmy's not saying nothing, they can only come to their own conclusions.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing that's interesting about those posts, right? Like, I believe if we're following the games correctly, I think that you had a Tyler Hero buzzer beater in one of those games. So it's kind of like, it's like, damn, nobody's paying attention. Nobody really cares that I was playing with Pogba that night. The Jimmy Domino's game was the night they beat Houston, arguably their best win of the season, if not that Cleveland, but beat Houston and, of course, had the melee, you know? And so it was like, oh, if they would have lost that Houston game and he has the dominoes in the locker room, probably reacted a different way.
Because everybody, more people would have saw it.
Then you had, like, it took all the way. Like, Jimmy kept doing these things, hoping that it would get noticed. But then they had the Pelicans. It's like, the Pelicans suck. You're not going to, like, we all saw the one-legged three, but nobody really caught on because they won the game. And they, so, like, who cares? But then eventually it gets finally the Pacers game is when you get your ass kicked. And then it all kind of like, finally, my plan worked. I finally have annoyed everybody. And they realized that I was trying to tank and agitate this entire time. But it took him basically 10 days to finally get through to people and realize what he was trying to do.
Those stupid young guys were balling.
Right. So this is crazy, man. Obviously, we'll get you some more details from this story from Ramona Shelburne. She did a great job. Oh, dude, there's more. There's more Deuce.
Isn't Ramona in LA?
She is, but she's a good
No, I know she's a good basketball.
And where were the Heat just at? Where were the Heat just at?
Oh, maybe she had so here we go. So
good job,
you
neutralized Leroy. Leroy was about to go, and you just like, hold on. They were just in LA.
She didn't have to come. They were there.
Take a break.
Had a conversation with some folks.
Those headlines, by the way, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. More Tobin and Leroy after this. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Appropriate song, Vlad. Oh, man. We'll take you guys up until 2 here on the program today.
Might not be enough time.
It may not be enough time today, dude. It may not be enough time. We will see. Everybody.
And the thing is, in the next 4 days, you got unbelievable action in sports. And the most important game to us is the game that has the least amount of ramifications.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So by the time the weekend comes, we might be sports just numb.
Yep.
With tonight.
We got UFC tomorrow. I'm
not even thinking about it.
We got UFC. We got a wild card weekend. We got the national championship. Heat Nuggets.
Right. Think about that.
Heat Nuggets. We're gonna be glued. We are gonna be glued.
But here's the thing that I hate about the situation Jimmy has put himself in. Because now everything he does on the basketball court, we all gonna look at to say, is he half-assing it? Is he giving everything? Or does he not care? Right? And it's unfortunate because we never, before the one-legged three, that wasn't even in, the thought process when thinking of Jimmy Butler. Yeah, he may have been unhappy. Yeah, whatever. But you never thought that he would go onto the court and there would be questions about whether he would play. So now every time he goes onto the floor, because I give you a perfect example. Much as we love D Wade, towards the end there, D Wade did have a problem getting back on defense. We make fun of him. Woohoo!
The old do. That's what the old do. That's what the old do.
But that's what I'm saying. But you never ever questioned whether D Wade was given everything he had, right?
Yep.
Now those same acts carry different weight, even though that's not the intent, right? Everything that looks that way because of the way Jimmy has put this thing, everything we see Jimmy do on the basketball court,
we're gonna be overanalyzed.
Right.
Yep,
exactly.
For sure. There's no doubt about that.
How do you go about but if we're doing it, you think the Heat not doing it?
Of course.
So
absolutely.
It's a terrible spot to be in, even if his intent moving forward is to go ahead on and make that money and get the hell out of here.
By the way, it is 15 minutes of Heat, which is brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000 online at HollywoodKia.com. Call up 832-930-6181. Tip-off tonight is set for 8 o'clock from the Kaseya Center. Wearing the Vice jerseys, 6:45 pre-Heat with Alejandro Solana and the great Tommy Tighe.
Can I just say Al Mackey?
What do you say?
Right, he's really taking his inner Smith the Smoking. It's a divisional round, you bum. Wild card was last weekend.
All right, take it easy, dude.
Right. Yikes.
All right.
Yikes.
Undefeated Patrick Mahomes in the divisional round.
Can I just say this? That dude right there, I can't get tired of him. Like, with this run that he's been on, without having to be his best, but always seeming to make that play.
Yep.
Like,
very annoying.
Like, we'll watch a game and he'll have one of these drives where he runs for 20, throws for 40.
It's definitely going to be a 3rd and 15 scramble for a first down that he's going to get.
And then at the end of the day, he'll be 12 for 22 for 140.
Yep.
Right? And you're like, what are we doing?
Never thrown an interception in the divisional round either. 13 touchdowns, no picks.
And got to tell you, if I'm gonna just say this to the Ravens. Oh, not the Ravens. They play
Texans.
They play the Texans. All your fat guys need to be rushing. Don't be dropping them off like the Ravens did last week, right? That dude ain't the quarterback for the Steelers. So yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah.
Pretty wild.
Russell.
So tonight, Leroy, this is a little bit more from the Ramona Shelburne piece. It says the Heat, while Heat sources say they expect Butler to return on Friday against the Nuggets and are fully prepared for him to play, there remains a palpable dread, Jesus, at what he might do and the environment the ongoing chaos might create. Quote, I don't know how he can come back to this locker room, one source close to the team said. Said another, quote, we don't want him back.
But again, the most important thing, and I will be willing to bet that the person who said that was a former player. That said the first that I don't know how he could go back into the locker room.
Yeah.
That probably came from a former player.
If history, like say in Minnesota in 2018, serves as precedent, the discomfort could deepen. Quote, Jimmy hasn't even really started, said one source close to Butler. Good God.
Yep.
What did I do?
But here's the other thing. He said he lost the joy just recently after when he got suspended and some of the other stuff. What about all them different color hair? That was like the beginning, right?
I mean, maybe. I think what happened with the hair, to be honest with you, I don't think that all of it was, but I think that there was somebody who did somebody did like a breakdown of it. I think it was Emo Jimmy on Twitter, where he had put, remember the first report came out and it was Warriors, Mavericks, and Rockets, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that they made it a viral meme of like, oh, he's been sending messages the whole time. I don't think Jimmy had this plan until that went viral, and then he was like, that's good. Let me make the Suns logo, because that was the other team that he wanted to be. That's my theory on it. I don't think that he had this masterly planned all season. He
responded to nothing and made it something.
Exactly, dude.
Well, man, I want to see the young guys flourish. I want to see the Heat be good.
Right? I just want to shout tall time.
And the problem is that you got two very strong-willed men that, Mickey may be a voice of reason, right? But if Pat's sitting on one side and Jimmy's sitting on the other side, they ain't listening to Mickey. They just staring at each other. It's that like soon as we gonna go back to what like that cartoon, like they clock in and then they stop beating the hell out of each other and then they go eat lunch together and then they clock back in and then go back to beating each other. Yeah, that's like they're not like man. But I think the best thing that can be said about this is and I'm almost guessing that who made this comment was a former player. Is like, I don't know how he goes back into the locker room. See, because money is money, and you can have a problem with getting paid. But once you get on that court, it's your boys, your players. And that nonsense, and they tell you this in football. Hey, once you come into this building and once you start getting ready for the game, all the other problems you got with the organization are out the door. It's us.
We'll take a break here on the show. Panthers struggled a little bit yesterday, and we'll continue on. We got a big football weekend ahead. We are keeping an eye on anything else that develops. If we get any info on any status or any changes with Jimmy tonight, we'll obviously keep you afloat on that. We'll be back with more after this. Welcome back, you rascals. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Miami Heat are back in action tonight against the Denver Nuggets. We'll get back into that. But it is time to get to the road to repeat, Leroy, which brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
So, the Panthers last night, they lose to the Detroit Red Wings 5-2. Sergey Bobrovsky got pulled yesterday.
Ooh.
4 goals on 15 shots yesterday for Bob.
That's not good.
No, not good. And he's this team is just in a bit of a clunky time, Leroy. It feels almost exactly like the last time last year.
The last 2 years, basically.
But
we've had this conversation in January for the last 2 years. So and David said it best. Basketball, hockey, this is like the midway point to a 82-game season, and you hit that lull coming back from the holidays or what have you. So, like this team, this coaching staff, and this organization, they earned it with me. So I'm just weathering the storm.
Here is the champ coach himself, Paul Maurice, on last night's game.
Would be the real direct one is that we've got to kill the penalties that we take, and we're going to do everything we can to stay out of the penalty box, but we had a tough night on the kill. 2 of them are deflected. Sergey, I'm not looking at Sergey on those. They're just kind of those unusual things that happen. But a team that's just absolutely on fire on the power play, so those things are all going their way. The third one is we got to get it clear on that. We're in zone for almost 2 minutes. Those guys are gassed, but we got to get it clear on that one. And that's the entire story of the game. The other parts of it, I liked our energy when we came out, our physicality, our focus. That we get into the second period. They score, answer back. They score again. That's both in the first 10 minutes. And I think that took a little bit of the life out of our game. And then when it goes to 4-2, now you're behind it.
You always want to learn from losses, but this one you think guys can write off pretty easily, like you said, the energy, effort was all there.
We're always going to look at things that we can do better, and there will always be things, so we'll deal with that tomorrow. I like their start. You're always worried, even if it's coming off back-to-back, you're worried about your start, and you're worried about your physicality, and both those were there in spades, so there's enough there to feel that you have a positive attitude going into your next game. We'll deal with some areas. I think we can maybe some more direct first option plays on the way up the ice. And then clearly we'll work on the special teams.
Was the goalie change of pace kind of move?
But almost all of that. You know what I found? There are certain nights, like I would leave Sergey any day, all day long in a game that we've got to come back and battle back. Some nights the guys get unlucky in the net. And when you get 2 deflections like that, he's right, his positioning solid. And then it just comes through him on the last one. It's not his night. And you're looking for a little change, but a little bit of time on the bench, but not a reflection, certainly, how I feel about him or how he plays for us. Sergey doesn't get pulled very often, and it wasn't I got to get him out of there for us to win the game.
All right, there you go. Paul Maurice.
That guy, like, when he talks, because he's been just upfront about it, you just like, okay, it ain't Sergey, right? Yeah. He breaks it down, though.
Yeah.
There ain't a whole bunch of follow-up questions because he's like, hey, we talked about energy. We talked about this. Like, I like that.
Yeah, 3 power play goals last night for the Red Wings.
Am I the only one that dreads going on the power play or the penalty kill?
Big issue yesterday, yes.
Because,
last year with the shorty the other way.
I'm like, no power play, please. Or even 4-on-4. Like, that's when I'm sitting there watching on pins and needles because I don't know even if you have the advantage,
The Panthers will be back tomorrow. They will take on the Anaheim Ducks. That's a 6:00 start, so a little early for you Cats fans out there. And yep, and then the old home and home. That is a weird one, Vlad. Normally that's like a Tampa thing in the home and home. They're going Ducks and then traveling to Anaheim.
Right. It's the second time they've done that this season.
That's
like,
weird.
Like they've played a team and then they did that against Carolina. I think after Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of the
Carolina
holidays.
makes a little sense. That's close, but that's pretty
Anaheim.
weird.
Anaheim.
That's
kind of weird.
Yeah, they got 3 in Cal. They got. Oh no, we won't be there. Damn, Leroy.
They do that. They didn't do that with Utah.
Leroy, we just missed the Cats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're there this 26th. Leroy and I are going last week of the month to the fight, the David Benavidez fight.
We're going on 29th.
But the Cats will not be there. The Cats are there the 26th.
Oh,
just missed our Cats.
Yeah,
what did we watch? We watched Western Conference Final last year. Were we watching, or is it semifinal last year? I remember us watching a Stars Knights game.
Yeah, we went into this rando sports bar.
Yeah. It was better than the one that served it on the wood.
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here's the kicker though. A lot of these places we eat, when we go back, they're not there anymore.
I know.
Right? Like that burger place that we spent $1 million on.
I know it's a Wahlburgers now.
Yeah.
Like I'm never eating there. Sorry.
I know where we got to go. As soon as we get in, we got to go to In-N-Out. It's right across the street.
The best.
Oh.
Let me tell you, you can get fully loaded fries in a drink
animal fries,
fries. Not even $20. Not even sorry. For both two people, it's not $20.
No, it's the best price fast food.
Right.
I don't care about none of your Whataburgers. I don't care about your Sonics.
I think he's right.
Even me, and I'm a diehard White Castle guy. I don't care about White Castle. In-N-Out's the best burger. Yes, I know. New York.
I'm with you, Vlad. When I went to Dallas, this Hockman, he couldn't shut up about Whataburger. We went to Whataburger, and I was like, it's all right. And then I went to In-N-Out. I was like, this is incredible.
Whataburger is like the OG smash burger.
Yeah.
Because that's how they make their. And I'm like, wait, you made it so thin. What are we doing? But that In-N-Out, you go there and listen, folks, this is how you do it. There's 4 things on the menu. 4 things. Shake, fries, burger, and don't they do like chicken tenders or something?
And their lemonade is pretty good. Their pink lemonade.
But that's all. When you look up, it goes drinks and those 4 items.
I remember going and I think it was it was 11. And it was like, this place is slammed. What the hell is going on?
It's slammed all the time.
Always slammed. It's like a tourist trap.
Yeah, it's the best, bro. Late night.
The worst is when we had to take a cab and it cost $20 to get right across the street because of the rate. The Formula One was there.
Yeah.
So you couldn't just go right across the street because you can see it from your hotel room, but you damn near got to go to the highway around because of all of the construction. But now I think it's over. So
In-N-Out might be Jimmy Butler tonight.
No. Dude, you think I think as an organization, as a person that, selects talent or anything like that, the one thing you like to avoid throughout your organization is the unknown. Spo is big on this. I'm not just going to throw a guy out there if I'm not sure. Even though there's some things that, I believe Kalel should be out there against the better players to see so he can see where he is. Right?
Oh, yeah. And Spo gave him 2 seconds against Joker last time.
Right. So.
But that was early. That was game 7. Maybe he'll give him some more time now.
Right. So, but organizations don't like that. Coaches don't like that. And now you have this Jimmy situation. And as much as they try to, have an idea of what's going to happen if Jimmy does or doesn't come back, right? They can't be feeling too good about the certainty of it. Because
Certainly.
again, he said before the season started, I'm just gonna go ball and deal with it, accordingly.
It's gonna be it's gonna be a hell of a night. There's no doubt about that. I mean, right now the word is it's operation as normal as much as it can be, but we'll see, dude. I don't think they're gonna.
Tobes,
Vlad, don't you think we would have found out already if he wasn't playing?
This is what's frustrating right now, guys. Here's the thing. Look, we've both been in locker rooms. Leroy, you've been in I mean, you're a former athlete. Of course, you've been in locker rooms. When you start hearing players during this road trip saying we're getting our chemistry, we're getting along, that is basically letting you management know, hey, get this situation situated. Because how are you going to have them come back from the West Coast after a 6-game trip? They've been gone, 10 days, 2 weeks? Let's say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they got to come back to this again? What are we doing here?
Here's the problem.
Weird. And this is why it's a problem. You do not expect that from the management and from the leaders of that organization.
Definitely not.
We've been laughing. We're thinking, oh, this is going to be done. This is going to be handled. But every day this week, we're like, this hasn't been handled yet. They're not really waiting till Friday to handle this, right? And Friday is here, and it still hasn't been handled. This is shocking to me.
Here's the problem, though. We speaking on it in real life conditions, right? Like I said from the beginning, Tobes, that I don't forget the Heat organization, forget the coach, forget all that. How does Jimmy come back to those players, right? But here's what the organization has to deal with that the players don't. That little thing called CBA.
Yeah.
And so while
they've already hit him with a very this is a very punitive suspension that they gave him, and the word was that they wanted to even increase the fine money. Like they wanted to give him whatever the highest level of was. So I think he lost 2.3. They wanted him to lose 4 million.
Right.
So I don't know, dude. I think the Heat have kind of run out of their resources here if they don't trade him.
Right.
But I'm with you. I don't know. How do you have something like tonight? And especially, I'm curious to see what the fans' reaction is. What is the fan base going to be? This is not, a vitriol fan base that spits venom, but I feel like yesterday when Kevin Love was toying around, people were genuinely happy that Jimmy was going to come back. So, but also that whole get my joy back thing, I could see people turning on it too. So this is going to be what makes it so fascinating tonight.
Which is never a place you want to be as an organization.
Of course.
Never. Right? Never.
We'll take a break.
Holy smokes.
Dolphins, they made an announcement about their upcoming season. We'll tell you about that coming up in headlines. Hour 2 is next. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Fives. I can't hear the open for some reason, Vlad. So I don't know if Hour 2 is playing. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. It's weird. I don't know. It cut out, so I'm not sure what happened. Now I can't hear you either. That's a weird thing.
Tua, Tunga Valoa, not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort, Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tonga Valoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys. Hour Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines, you rascals. Brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. You got your divisional round setting up for this weekend. You got tomorrow night. We'll go over everything and tickle my fancy. But Texans at Chiefs at 4:30 on Saturday. Commanders at Lions. And then on Sunday, you got the Rams at the Eagles at 3 o'clock. And then the Ravens at the Bills, 6:30 p.m. to decide who is going to the conference championship. The Miami Dolphins, Leroy, have announced today they will be playing next season a game in Spain.
Cool.
They will be playing in Madrid for next season. They will be one of the they will be the home team, so they are giving up a home game for this game in Spain. But they're putting out a ton of marketing right now this morning, discussing the Miami Dolphins going to Madrid for a game. Tom Garfinkel has a statement. He says, "We are thrilled to play in the NFL's inaugural game in Spain, a country rich of history, tradition, and passion, and home to a vibrant Dolphins fan base. There's a hunger for football in this market, and we are proud to join with the NFL in growing the game internationally while engaging with old and new fans alike. With the unique synergy between Miami and Madrid, we believe this is only the beginning for us in an incredible region, and we look forward to bringing excitement and community of the Dolphins football in Spain of the 2025 season and beyond." That is Tom Garfinkel. Do people dig this? The whole like bring the football everywhere, all over the world. Like, is it, it's kind of different for like a basketball. Like, I know the Miami Heat did this with Mexico City and baseball do it, but like you only get so many home games, dude. And like, so you got to go and give one up to a country. Do people dig that, Leroy?
But here's the deal. There's an extra game, so it's always going to be, an odd number, if you know what I mean. Being that it may be the year where you were supposed to have 9 home games and you only get 8. I hope they did it that way. You see what I mean? So that is the thing.
Because they just went. Like, didn't they just go to? Like, I don't know whose home game that was. The Germany game. I'm not a big fan of waking up early for the football, dude.
I mean, how early are you gonna have to get up if it's in Madrid?
I mean, I don't know how much different is Madrid than it is Germany. I imagine it's gonna be like a 9 o'clock start, like it always is.
I don't know.
That is 6.
It's 5:07 right now, so
6 hours ahead.
6 hour difference.
They're 6 hours ahead.
Yeah, they're
6 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So it'll be the game will start. I want to say maybe they do it the Sunday night game.
No,
what are you talking about? That would be like that would be like 2 a.m. over there. What do you mean?
No. Yeah, no. I'm saying
we're gonna get it at like 9 a.m.
See, this is what I don't understand, because there was a Dolphin Jet game that started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That was a London game.
Why they never do night games over there?
Why don't they just still? Yeah, why don't they do?
Because they want this. They want the whole day to be football. That's the whole point of it. They want American football from 9 a.m. till midnight. That's the plan. They're never they're like, it's
For
rare
who?
that
For us or for them?
For us.
for us.
So we'll still get it. They started the game at 1 p.m. Eastern our time.
When, dude? Like, that never happens. They always do the 9 a.m. start.
They did a Jets-Dolphins game. I guarantee, because I know the Jets won that game. The Jets-Dolphin game, they started at 1 p.m. It was England. It was in a London time. And I was like, oh, you can actually do a night game in London. It was only a 5-hour difference.
I don't remember that, dude. But I'm not saying you're lying, Vlad, but I typically remember it being, it's like they always do the international series because they like having football all day.
Waddle, baby Waddle. Vlad was right. That's when they fired Philbin.
I felt like that was I thought that was Dolphins Raiders.
No, that was Dolphins Jets.
All right.
It was a 1 p.m.
Where
game.
they playing in Germany, right?
No, he's talking about London. They played in Germany. They played in Germany last year. Remember when Tyreek Hill yacked up the football?
Yeah,
he did. I'm just like, no. If you remember one thing from that game, is it not Tyreek Hill yakking up the football for a touchdown? It's easily the most memorable thing from that game.
No. Two are also missing some passes in the red zone.
Two of them is passes, but dude, remember he was like, Cheetah was talking all that bleep to the Chiefs in the summertime, and they were laughing at him because of that touchdown that he yacked up. Oof. Wallaby says they want to sell that extra game. If they put it at 1, it's not like the whole world gets it. Yeah, it'll be a morning game. I'm sure it'll be.
But they did it that one time, and it was like, it didn't really affect anybody. It was like, oh, okay, you could actually do a game at 1 p.m.
Yeah, but the bigger point of it though is they like to put those standalones so everybody wakes up and has Cocoa Puffs and football, and I don't like that. I just like I like my 1 o'clock. I like that's.
Here's how it goes. I'm gonna tell you exactly how those early morning games go. Because I bring my my iPad, right? I put it on my speaker and we watch while we golf. But here's what happens. It's always at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Somebody goes, hey, aren't the Dolphins playing? Oh, I forgot. It's not like you tune in right away. Everybody here forgets about that 9 o'clock game, and then you start seeing it.
Right.
And so then you go to it. Oh, yeah. So while they say they want football from 9 until whatever, I bet you if you see the ratings for that, most of the ratings don't come to the second half because people don't forgot there's football.
Yeah. Whatever. All right. Well, enjoy Spain, Dolphins. Get some paella and a win.
Don't drink the water. Is that Mexico?
That's Mexico.
Okay.
I think you could drink the water in Spain. I'm not really sure.
You could drink the water in Spain.
I've never heard about that.
I don't know. I haven't been there, so Have you been to Spain, Tobin?
I have not been to Spain. That is definitely.
What is the extent of your worldly travels?
Vegas.
No, and you have to understand that when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, this dude thought that if he went to the Irish bar, it would be just like being in Ireland.
No, but the funny thing was, that was the crazy thing, is that all the Irish people hung out at Nine Fine Irishmen, and I was like, this is where you guys want to be?
Can I just tell you though, there's people that traveled there that didn't have a place to stay, and they just stayed up. And once a night, a hooligan got arrested for trying to climb the lion
at MGM. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can't trust you can't trust them. No, I haven't done a lot of world traveling. I think I went to the Bahamas. Oh, I went to the Dominican this year. I've used my passport very few times.
Wait, so then you go with the missus?
Yeah, it was a great time.
I'm more than sure that she'd be upset that you don't even remember going to the Dominican with her.
I just did.
No, but I'm just saying the fact that you didn't know that you went to any other.
I did it for the jokey joke.
Okay.
Every time.
Oh my goodness!
It was my out.
That's your out. I think I've gone to Canada doesn't count because
I've never been to Canada.
my wife's from there. I've been to Jamaica.
Hmm?
Been to Mexico.
Courtesy of Goofy.
Yeah. I'm trying to. No, that's it. That's it. Because
Silly Sauce says the Tobin and Leroy international trip would be hilarious. If we did it, we'd have to go to like Slovenia or like Serbia. That's the place.
Hey, hold on.
What?
Hey, this is when you know your boy does not realize that you're black.
What do you mean?
And I'm just saying that the places that we travel, you have to keep that in mind.
Okay.
I mean,
what if we could have
a black dude sitting in the middle of Serbia?
Is that an issue?
I don't know. I don't want to, like, he's looking at the different dude.
What if we go to Slovenia and we're like, we know Goran?
You think that will work?
Wait a minute. If Leroy goes to Slovenia, he is an intangible.
Right.
It's the reverse.
It's a reverse?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like an Uno card?
Wait a minute. Have you ever met a black Serbian? Let me go out on a limb and say no.
The closest black Serbian I know is Nico.
That's a point.
Hey, yo.
Schmeezik says Serb Ibaka.
Now, but here's the thing. I don't like. It's not that like afraid of what I'm just like. I don't like really being uncomfortable like that. Like when I went to Canada, we went on to the 7 waterfalls. They were staring at me like I was Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like no. I just want to be able to go do my thing and that's it. Like certain parts of the world, right? And keep in mind, only here, only in America, do we look at people as black or white, right? You go anywhere else in the world, no matter what your skin color, they ask what's your nationality, right? So there's black people in Paris, but they're not, they're from all over. So you kind of look at it a little bit differently than we do here. Like here, you just see black and white, but it's not like that in the rest of the world. But I will venture to say that if you blacken in Serbia, what you're doing in these parts in Serbia, then I can't even respond.
You're populating. You're populating.
I mean, who's to say they're not gonna look at me as a hooligan?
There's
Spain with the Dolphins players. Late meetings. Tons of late meetings if they're going to Spain, Madrid. Tons of late meetings.
The Google says of the black population in Slovenia, the AI review is there isn't much information about the exact number of black people living in Slovenia.
I'm gonna go, I don't know.
Where's Negro? It's like if it's instead of where's Waldo, it's where's Negro. That's what
Dude, come on. We like just yeah. I don't know. See, you could listen, if we went to somewhere like Russia, you could put on one of them hats and they would just look at you as being Russian. Right? Not me. Not me.
Oh,
you can't window dress this.
Yo, you know who they think you'd be if you went to Russia? Rocky's trainer and Rocky IV.
We'll take a break. Back with more after this.
It's our number 2 with Tobin and Leroy.
Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Desmond Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Sure can. It is mostly cloudy. Looks like we have another cold front coming through. It's been just sprinkling on and off. No serious rain. Winds are light, 5 to 10 miles an hour. I'm going to guess they're somewhere out of the north because it's so cloudy I can't tell which way the clouds are moving. And I would say it's right around, 65 degrees?
What is it right now, Vlad?
It is now 69 degrees in Miami.
A little balmier.
But it is raining, and it's expected to rain all day. And the wind is coming from the southwest.
Southwest?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be colder tomorrow, right?
It is supposed to be, as long as it's not cold on Monday. That's all I care about.
Looks like
no, it's supposed to be warmer tomorrow. It's supposed to be 80 degrees on Saturday and 80 degrees on Sunday. And of course, it gets cold January 20th, Monday. Yeah, 69 degrees and 40% chance of rain.
All right. The Heat will be back on the hardwood tonight. Can I just be honest with you? I'm not really even concerned about the Jimmy Butler thing. I need a big bounce back game from Bam. I need my guy to have a nice score night against the Joker. Because that last game, oof. It was. I need some buckets from 13 tonight to ease some tension right now.
What part of that he's been struggling all year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Or hasn't been as good, but what part of this do you put on having them back spasms?
Can't be ignored. He took a hell of a fall. What is that? What are they said he shot him up with Toradol? Like what's the ramifications of that, Leroy? Oh no. What is that? Look, dude.
Let me tell you. Athletes chew that stuff like Tic Tacs.
Is that pills or they shoot that up?
Either way.
Either way.
But here to people's point, let me make this point. If you get a shot, the area has to be very local, right? So if you get a shot of anything, the pain and where the pain has to be in about an area of this big. So if he gets a shot, they knew exactly what was going on. You can't just say your leg, you're getting spasms in your leg. Boom, give him a shot. No, it doesn't work like that.
Let me get that Toradol. I got this thing. What do you got?
Right.
You sure it's Toradol? You sure that all?
He said. I thought he said after the game. He said he took Toradol.
But it doesn't mean
what do you think it is? You're into this Asia Wilson thing too?
MVP loving B. MVP loving's different.
What do you mean, dude? First of all, this is not like the first year they've been together. And second of all, why are we all because it's now flirtatiously public?
Hey,
it's not even flirtatiously public. It's just
it is her off season.
She's an MVP, bro.
She's at every game,
on and off the court. That's
I like how the teams, whenever she's courtside, they're like, "Oh, let's welcome Asia Wilson to the game." Maybe she just likes basketball, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You think she can have a conversation with him? She is an MVP.
You don't think she has?
They're like, yo, dude, you embarrassing the family. Let's go.
Oh man. Oh man.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't beat with 10 and 5.
She's
I can't beat with 10. I can't beat with no damn role player. Let's go.
Man.
Oh man. If your girl tells you that, oh my God, it's either two things gonna happen. You're gonna bet. you know,
I don't
increase
think
your play better, or
Listen,
you're
I
gonna
think-
go in the doldrums?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just need I know Joker is always one of those juicy matchups for him, so that should be a fun thing to watch tonight. But
the star of the movie never marries an extra.
that's never happened.
Nope.
Interesting.
Now, I mean, J-Lo did marry a with a back dancer.
Yeah.
Background dancer.
Yeah. So that's why I paused and I didn't say it because I already knew, you know what I mean, J-Lo married a background dancer. But can you think of it? When's the last time you saw a star? I'm talking about the star starring so-and-so and say, oh.
I know Miranda Lambert. She went from Blake Shelton to just a cop. Like she just married a cop.
Okay, but guess what?
And look what Blake Shelton went to.
He went to Gwen Stefani.
To Gwen
Right.
Stefani. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
So I'm just saying, like,
No, you could go from a goat to a jiu-jitsu instructor. I'm just saying, you know.
That's true. That did happen.
Yeah. Yep.
But she, she was sick of him. And like, yeah, you really like football this much? Like, enough. You really want to go play for the
She's in a different place than most.
That's true.
She's in that Asia Wilson.
She got that
spot,
Munyon.
too. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. This is some more from the Ramona piece. It says when Wade left for Chicago in 2016 after receiving a lesser contract offer from the cap-restricted Miami Heat, Heat executive resolved to never make the same mistake again when they acquired Butler in a sign-and-trade with the Sixers in 2019. The institutional memory was strong. Quote, to be honest, we said all the time that D-Wade died so that Jimmy could live, one source close to Butler said. That meant letting Butler, who was 30 at the time, color outside the lines that had long been defined as Heat culture. They hired his trainer, Armando Rivas, onto the staff, a common practice for other superstars on other teams, but not for the Heat. He skipped team Christmas parties and trolled NBA media with electric hairstyles at media days. He was also allowed to fly privately and stay at different locations than the team on road trips. During the 2023 finals, sources said he stayed some 30 miles away at a mansion in Boulder, Colorado, while the team stayed in downtown Denver. Quote, that is not a common practice at all, one Western Conference GM said. A superstar might stay in a different hotel, but not a mansion 30 miles away. Butler did little to hide the unusual agreement, posting photos from an ice cream shop in Boulder to his ever-buzzing Instagram account during the finals. Quote, we let Jimmy do more than we ever let LeBron or D-Wade or Zoe do, one team source said.
Well, and here's the deal. We can all look at all that stuff. And we can all have comments on all that stuff. I don't have a problem with that. Like, that's the world we live in right now. You make exceptions. But in return,
you got to play.
The exception also has to give you more than 60 games a year. And that's what they were banking on. If we did the things necessary to keep our star, he's going to be a star and a professional throughout all this. When that went sideways, then everything went sideways.
So privately, alumni and staffers started to express concern about how much leeway the Heat were giving Butler, but nobody dared to speak publicly after he led the team to 2 finals appearances in 4 years. If anything, the lesson learned from Wade meant rewarding Butler financially before he ever could grow salty, which the Heat did by offering him a 4-year max $184 million extension in August of 2021. But when it came time to extend him again with a 2-year $113 million deal this past summer, after the exit in the early exit in the playoffs, the Heat balked.
And they didn't balk. They didn't balk. Here's what Pat Riley said. And think of it from Pat Riley's standpoint. That we've made more exceptions for this dude than we've made for anyone. And all we ask is that he play more basketball. To which he basically mocked us.
So yeah, Riley explained in his news conference, quote, that's a big decision and a commitment on our part with those kinds of resources, unless you have somebody who's willing to go into who's going to be there and available every single night. Riley said, referencing Butler's average playing of just 64% of the team's regular season games, quote, "That's the truth." He also took the opportunity to chastise Butler for saying the Heat would have beaten the Celtics and Knicks had he not hurt in his right knee. Quote, "If you're not on the court playing against the Boston Celtics or against the Knicks, keep your mouth shut."
Was that wrong?
Butler was stunned when he heard Riley's rebuke, according to sources close to him, who claim Riley hadn't communicated that directly to him before and believed it was incumbent upon Riley to, quote, "make it right afterwards." Heat officials dispute this claim, saying Riley spoke with Butler on multiple occasions since a rift is clearly formed and sides were being chosen.
But again,
and you did more for Jimmy than you did for Bron,
right? How can and look at it from Pat Riley's perspective? Why are we making it sound like what Pat Riley asked of Jimmy is ridiculous? To play more games? Now, keep in mind, they didn't say it about Tyler. They knew Tyler was hurt. So there must have been questions.
He did call Tyler fragile in that press conference, though.
But being fragile is different than just coming out and saying, "I need you to play more games." Because what you're insinuating is that some of those games you missed, you were taking liberties, and we allowed you to do that.
Well, you do have an example in March during the Turner's tournament.
Yeah, where he we also know that he was dealing with stuff with his father last year, to be fair.
I'm not
but
but here's the deal. I'm 100% positive that the Miami Heat are separating those two things.
I think so too, because I don't think this is just a last year thing.
Right. And so for Pat Riley to come out, now keep in mind, Pat Riley called out everybody. So Jimmy's not exempt from that.
Wade has just let us all know this.
And the thing about what Pat Riley is saying is he's not questioning your abilities. He's not questioning anything. He's questioning your availability because you want him to pay you $50 or $60 million 2 years from now, and he can't even get the commitment of how many games you're going to play.
Steve says he was at that damn open with that flopper, Neymar. Is Neymar a flopper? Isn't he coming to the Pinks?
Yeah, he's gonna bring back the much heralded that and star-studded scoring line of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar.
It's gonna be fun.
MSN, as they're
gonna light up this bum league. I can't wait.
They better win.
Let's not lose in the first round.
Yeah,
exactly. They better win.
Don't
lose. Bring Neymar in.
So,
but they have a lot of examples. They do have a lot of examples over the 5 years, and maybe things got even more crazy this past 3 months. So therefore, if they're gonna suspend, I don't think the league or the union's looking at the Heat like they did anything wrong, because if they did, you would have heard a lot of stink.
No, they're appealing it. They always appeal.
They can appeal, but you would have heard some stink. And Rouse, if Rouse went to this measure, they got their papers in order. You know, everything they got.
And that's what Hardaway said. Hardaway said that they sent pages, they sent film. You know, I think that you think that there was that CCTV footage of him playing soccer with Pogba. They're like, he was sick here, but he seems to be playing his soccer on our practice court.
Playing dominoes in front of your locker room it's funny, but it's
funny,
but it's nasty work at the same time, because
he probably thought they were going to walk into Houston and get crushed, and he goes, they did what? Damn it! So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll get to more deets from this article. Ramona Shelburne with a big deep dive into the Heat Jimmy Butler rift. So there's plenty more to come from that. We are keeping an eye on if there are any updates on the playing stats, if there's any change. The expectation is he's going to play tonight. 8 o'clock tip-off tonight from the Kaseya Center. Vice jerseys are back. 6:45 is pre-Heat. Back with more after this.
Oh, you fancy, huh? You fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? What's all that product in your hair?
What?
Looks like you got a lot of product in your hair.
How dare you? How dare you?
Is it wet? It looks slick back, don't it, Vlad?
It looks the same it always does, dude. If I'm not wearing a hat, dude, I swear to God, I use like that much product in my hair. Like,
so it's product.
Yeah, but barely. Like I always do. What do you know, dude? When's the last time you put product in your hair?
No, that's true. When's the last time Leroy had hair?
I don't like him looking at me all skeptical. And where's your Vice shirt today? Too chilly?
No, been chasing dogs around me, my sick.
Nobody likes a sick Mima.
She got that flu.
Oof. Oh, that's been going around.
Kicking her butt.
It's been going around. Oh, look, the Jimmy Butler story is the cover story on ESPN.
Is it nice girl?
Oh
yeah. Let's get to Tickle My Furniture. Leroy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, excuse me, the Houston Texans visit the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, 8-point favorites, 4:30 kickoff from Arrowhead. Tickle your fancy?
Yeah, I was way off by saying that they always play close games and they ain't gonna blow and you know, so Denver ain't gonna blow them out, and Denver blew them out. But I think again, there's always a couple of teams that come in hot. I mean, I really like this pass rush on Houston. I think they can keep it close, but I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes. Not doing it. Not until he loses, and I'm still going to be shocked when I watch my TV when they say Kansas City lost.
Yep. Agreed. This would be a stunner to me. Like the Texans are a nice team. Obviously, they can wreak some havoc, but
they'll have some fight. But in the end, I just think Patrick Mahomes is going to do Patrick Mahomes stuff.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Where's all this Texans love coming from? Because last week people were picking the Chargers over the Texans, and all of a sudden they win. Everybody's saying, "Oh, they got a shot."
Vlad, I don't.
You saying so Vlad? You saying it's a one-off? That was just a good game. Now they're gonna go back to getting.
They would even start out right in that game against the Chargers. If the Chargers weren't turning the ball over, it would have been the Chargers blowing out the Texans.
Again, but here's what the Kansas City Chiefs have broken a record for winning one-score games against whoever.
That's right.
So it's like, is it okay for me to assume that it's going to be another one of those games, regardless of who they play? You think it's a stretch?
Dude, I think this team was coasting just to get to this point, because when you consistently get here, the regular season is nothing. As much as everybody wanted to say they play so many close games, you know what? They were 9 points away from actually going undefeated or having a chance to go undefeated.
How do you? It really did feel like they coasted all year, and you finished 15-2 with one game that you tanked.
And one game that you tanked, and the other game that you lost was a 9-point game against Buffalo on the road. I think we want them to lose so bad.
No, I don't want them to lose. I want to see history. I'm big on that. Like
the big one's but I'm with you. The big one's gonna be next week. Like, which one of those teams wins on Sunday night? Can either one of them actually get over the hump?
Right.
But first, 8:00, the Washington Commanders. They visit the Detroit Lions, Leroy. Detroit, a massive 9.5-point favorite from Ford Field. Does that game tickle your fancy?
It does. It does. I don't know since when does a guy who want to bite kneecaps have one of the most exciting and fun teams to watch, right? That you're not thinking when you're thinking of when I say Dan Campbell, you don't think, man, they got one of the funnest teams to watch.
Yep.
So I'm excited about that. Can they contain Jaden Daniels? We'll see. McLaughlin, was it McLaughlin? He's a good player too, man. They just throw it up to him and he go get it. So it'll be interesting to see.
New Scary Terry.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because we all know, as good as Detroit has been, they give up a boatload of points.
How you feel about that, Scary Terry? You ain't here building the brick house. They just took your nickname away from you. Gave it to this guy.
Who is really scary.
He is good.
He's good.
And then he's like, I have a good quarterback now. Oh, my God. It's incredible.
We always say that. Like, what? Your best girlfriend is the new one, right? You ain't never went back in history and said, that was the best girl I ever dated. No.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, he had a BBW last year with that howl. Sunday
at
3:00, the LA Rams visit the Philadelphia Eagles.
Are we slipping on the Rams? They've been the hottest team in the NFL.
I don't think we're slipping to the point where I would pick them.
But I'm just saying,
Eagles are humming, dude.
It's not going to be chalk. Somebody's going to get upset. And if I had to pick a team,
well, you're not counting the night game because neither one's really an upset because it's a pick 'em.
Yeah,
basically.
no, that's not.
So you're saying so let's say you're saying Texans, Commanders, Rams. Who's most likely to upset?
The Rams.
I would agree with you. I would say the Rams.
Right.
Pedigree, young defense.
Right.
I would agree with you there.
Right. Because keep in mind, if you play in Philly and you have a bad stretch, you also going to be playing against your fans.
Oh, dude. You're right about that.
They will boo you in a heartbeat. That being said, I would still roll with Philly, but it's not going to go chalk the whole way. Right?
Well, what's chalk though? Because you got to like you said, the next game, the road team is favored.
Well, I'm just saying up to this point.
He's saying that of the 3 games, Vlad, like, do you think it's going to be Chiefs, Lions, Eagles?
Yes.
I don't know. Probably.
No,
probably.
But the game,
keep in mind, look who you're talking to.
They're big spreads, though.
A scarred human being that had 11-point spread. So understand, I'm always in the back of my mind going, now keep in mind, we lost to a 14-2 team, too.
But
it wasn't like I mean.
Oh, you lost the Falcons were 14-2. So it wasn't like, but you were 15-1 and we're playing at home.
Right.
Difference here is Rams have gone through a lot over the last week or two. Can they carry that momentum? Or sooner or later, and I'm not going to use the pun.
That's what we say. Sooner or later, the luck runs out.
The luck,
that's why I'm asking the question. It's like they've been the hottest team that have put it together, that have been winning games like in the last 2 months.
Yeah, they got a pedigree coach and quarterback too. Like they're led by that.
They got a running game. They definitely got the passing game. Right?
They have defense.
I still think I'm going.
Here's the deal. If I have any questions about it, it ends with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Because he had 300. Was it 300 the last time they played?
I know he rushed for 255.
He didn't have 300, but he almost had. He
had 300 total yards. Total yards.
He could have had.
He had
300 total yards.
No player in the history of the NFL has ever rushed for 300 yards?
No.
He rushed for 255. He caught 4 catches for 47.
302.
Jeez.
Yeah. You realize that? No player in the history of the NFL has ever run for 300.
Yeah,
I think the record is 295.
I mean, if you rush for 295 yards, there's a good chance you're probably winning the game. So, and you're probably blowing the other team out. So they might take you out in the fourth quarter so that you're not.
That had to be like an old time stat.
Right.
No. I think it might have been Adrian Peterson.
To be the closest?
I think so.
So this game tickles your fancy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
At 6:30.
My fancy is tickled.
The Baltimore Ravens are 1-point road favorites visiting The Buffalo Bills, Leroy. Tickle your fancy?
Yes, absolutely.
My
It's going to be a great 18 degrees in Buffalo that night.
Adrian Peterson had 296
2007.
in 2007. Yeah.
By the way, 65% chance of snow.
Ooh.
Where is this?
Buffalo.
In Philly?
Buffalo.
In Buffalo?
No, Buffalo.
I mean, both teams play in snow. So what does
I know.
Who does that affect more? I think it affects Lamar more because he's a little more, whereas my man's just a moose.
Yeah, but Lamar has that big moose behind him.
Yeah. He got the moose. He got a moose too.
A moose off.
A moose off. Well,
So
no. Let me tell you something. If I had a chance if I wanted Josh Allen the moose versus Derrick Henry, I'm rolling with Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I want Derrick.
Oklahoma drill.
Yeah, because guess what? I've never seen anybody move out of the way from Josh Allen. We've seen some business decisions being made with Derrick Henry.
In the snow? Ooh.
It's going to be fun.
That's not a business decision you're going to make.
Big, fast, and slippery.
Going to be fun for sure.
Oh, my God.
That is Tickle My Fancy.
Whoa.
What?
Monday.
Oh, all right. Monday. The national championship, Leroy.
Yes.
Notre Dame takes on Ohio State. Tickle your fancy?
I'm scarred by this. I'm scarred by this. My fancy is tickled. Somebody sent a stat to us that said, they do a poll, who voted for who in the country. You know that every state but 2 selected Notre Dame.
Really?
Yes.
Michigan and Illinois?
You mean Ohio?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on. No, Michigan.
1.
And where the hell do they live? Where's Indiana. That's where they're from, right? South Bend?
Yes.
No,
wait.
Every state except 2 selected Notre Dame.
Oh, my bad. I heard you wrong. I apologize.
So 2 states
pick Notre Dame over Ohio State.
2 states picked
only 2 picked Ohio State.
Or
okay.
rooting for Ohio State.
My bad. I thought you said only 2 picked Notre Dame. I
so that would be
apologize.
Ohio and what? The state of Florida? Oh, Michigan? Really? Michigan's
The state
rooting?
of Florida is not rooting for Ohio State.
Definitely
They're not rooting for Notre Dame.
But I will say this: a lot of people down here are in the same boat as me, and that anybody but Notre Dame.
Even Ohio State. I love Ohio State. That
really?
really?
I will put
I would
a Buckeye necklace around my neck and do and sing "Hang On Sloopy" before
I would say that
Notre Dame.
I would say of the Canes fan base, though, I would say it's pretty split because that's an old school thing. Catholics versus convicts. Like most young Canes fans are probably scarred by the Fiesta Bowl.
I'm definitely am.
That'd be an interesting thing, right? Like who, if you're in the chat, if you're a Hurricanes fan, who you voting for?
I'll tell you exactly. I'm rooting for Ohio State, even though I'm rooting for nobody. But that's only because Al Golden is the defensive coordinator of Notre Dame. I don't want him to win the championship.
Right.
I can't believe you rooted for Ohio State, Leroy.
Dude, here.
Y'all don't play Notre Dame every year.
Let me explain something to you, dude.
They're unctuous.
Hey,
when I was in college, I got an absentee ballot, and my 2 choices were Edwin Edwards, who had been kicked out of office for embezzling money, and David Dukes, who was the head of the Ku Klux Klan. That was my 2 selections for governor. So
you voted for no one.
Huh?
You voted for no one.
I voted for the crook. And guess what happened? He stole money and went to jail.
Yeah.
So
who could have seen it coming?
What I'm saying to you is this. Sometimes in having to pick a side, neither side is worth rooting for. But I root less for Notre Dame. Nah,
bro. Ohio State's forever ops. I'm never rooting for them.
Okay.
Not even.
would feel that way too. But my
Never.
choice is Notre Dame.
Whatever. I mean,
You see, I have a different tie to this. Even when I was at Michigan, we beat the hell out of Ohio State, and we played Notre Dame every year. We never beat Notre Dame.
Okay. Well then,
there we go. There it is.
There it is.
No. I'm not hiding it. And I want them. I don't want a team that is not in the conference to win the national championship. I don't. Because every year they're going to do the same thing. Play all the armed forces, play a couple of games in the SEC. Everybody going to put them up there, and they're going to get in the playoff every year. I don't want that.
Take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines. More to come here on the show. Stream it live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Get a little cat talk here for you. Brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia. Plus, we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Visit them online at hollywoodkia.com. Call them 832-930-6181. The Panthers lose last night 5-2 to the Detroit Red Wings. Look, they get the benefit of the doubt, baby. I don't know what to tell you. You know, a little cup hangover here in the middle, right before the four cup finale or whatever the hell they call that, the Finland Cup. Battle for all world hockey dominance.
If they had a little cup hangover, they would have started off slow. They did not. This is for the last 2 or 3 years. At this moment in the season, we've had the same conversations for 2 years.
Trust me. Listen, you're right. There's always that swoon around, middle of January to Groundhog Day. But also, hangovers can always catch up with you late. You can power through early on a hangover. Sure.
If we were to sloshed on Saturday, you ain't gonna feel a hangover on Wednesday.
Sometimes, because you can power through if you have to. You have to power through, and then there's a crash. So
agree with Tobin here. Yeah,
but it ain't gonna be that long.
We had the trip to
talk about half of the season.
Trip to Finland.
You want to hear the theory? Okay, trip to Finland. A lot of key contributors in that Stanley Cup team left. So when you go play against them in their new teams and you're handing them the ring, you reminisce. And when you reminisce, you may start drinking.
Stanley looks like he can throw him down.
And then you forget, wait a minute, it's a game the next day. And then you're not mentally prepared because you were just reminiscing about the successful last season.
Yeah, but
it always seems to happen that they start struggling right after they hand the ring to one of their former players.
And to me, they've struggled the most against the mediocre teams this year. Like anytime they take on a good team or they take on a team that's like, they're all right. Like they're we got it today, boys. Listen, coasting gets everybody. I think I saw this last night. Who had this tweet last night? It was like Barkov and where was this? Saw this last night with the Panthers. Barkov. Oh yeah, here it is. This is from David954 FLA on Twitter. Big Panthers account. And he hosts the what does he host? The Florida Cats hockey podcast. All right. He says Barkov, 1 goal in the last 11. Kachuk, 1 goal in the last 12. Bennett, 0 goals in the last 17 games. Verhaeghe, 1 goal in the last 13. Cup hangover, dude.
All right.
I think they're feeling it.
Or what did you call last year about this time?
Swoon? I don't know. What do we call it last time?
No, because they did the same thing last year.
Yeah, but that, I don't know. That might have been, who knows what that was.
Different title on the same situation.
I don't know. Hard to say.
No, it's not hard to say. We've had a conversation about them going through this every year in December and January.
I felt like last year was more like a complete crash. This is kind of like an up and down. Ergo hangover.
So that's better than a complete crash.
I agree. It's been better than a complete crash.
At this time of year.
I mean, I have to go exactly look. I mean, I don't remember exactly when the swoon was last year.
What was their record this time in the year last year?
I'm looking. I'm getting there, dude. I'm getting there.
All right. I'm sorry to ask you a hockey question. You know how you
46 games in. All right. Do that damn playoff schedule. Let's see. Last year, 40.
Listen, they just need
3. Last year through. Hold on.
It seems like your head about to explode because you.
It's about to. Whatever you.
I completely lost my place. I'm sorry. I lost my last schedule. I'm sorry. I'll get you that answer though.
All right.
I'll figure it out.
So would you be shocked if it was damn near the same record?
I would say, would I be shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. So if the record is the same, you're just putting a different title on the same season.
All right. Last year.
You see what I'm saying? Like
last year they were 27, 14, and 4.
Right.
And then this year
they're 26, 17, and 3. So they're one game. So it's
right. So like, why you sitting there trying to put all these different? They do the same thing every year. Whether you put a different title on it doesn't change. They're in basically the same spot they were last year, and they won the Stanley Cup.
Everybody knows Bob hits his peak after Groundhog Day.
Then we know this. We see this. So why all of the it's cup hangover? It's this, is that. You just labeled it differently. It's the same. It's the same product. It's the same product. You just put different packaging on it and gave it a different name.
By the way, all those totals are a game more. So it's for Hagee, 1 goal in last 14. Bennett, goal 0 in last 18. That's Bennett. I mean, you're fumbling the bag, dude. Kachuk, 1 in his last 13, and Barkov, 1 in his last 12.
Okay, but they're in the same spot they were last year.
Dude, they were nasty last year, to be quite honest.
I mean, yeah.
But
they were like, they would win 3 in a row, lose 3 in a row, win 1, lose 2 in a row. They really didn't hit their peak. They had an unbelievable winning streak from December 23rd to January 11th. They went on a winning streak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They went on a 9-game winning streak.
I do, and they got this.
You understand? So, and without that long stretch, they're actually playing more consistent this year.
Right. And then after that 9-game winning streak last year, they lost 4 in a row and then decided to win 6. Decided to win 10 out of their last 11. There's
all I'm saying is stop acting like you haven't seen this before. They've been the same team for the last couple of years. They go through ruts like this.
Same thing like the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, 15-2 ain't a rut.
No, but they win close games. They won close games.
We'll take a break.
They still winning them.
We'll take a break. Get back into the Heat. Jimmy Butler, of course, supposed to make his return tonight against the Denver Nuggets. Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. We got UFC action coming up this weekend, stacked card. We're going to talk next hour to Renato Moicano. He's on the card taking on Beneil Dariush. You were supposed to talk to Jamal Hill, but he had some conflicts in his schedule, so we'll talk to the lightweight contender. But Renato is funny. He was the one who said that his past rival was a turtle in a tree when he saw him in the rankings. He says he doesn't understand. He says it had to be put there because there's no way that he climbed those rankings. So we'll talk to him coming on up. The Heat, they're back in action tonight. They are taking on the Denver Nuggets. We, of course, are keeping an eye on the Jimmy Butler situation.
We're not keeping an eye on it. You know why? Because we already know.
We don't know.
You just don't want to admit it. I know what's going to happen.
Tell me what you think is going to happen.
Leroy. Tell me what's going to happen,
Because we haven't had, I just want to be clear, we have no hints. All we have is Kevin Love trolling on Twitter.
No idea. If y'all think, again, because of the CBA and because of the Heat are going to put Jimmy Butler in there. And Jimmy Butler going to do Jimmy Butler things. Because I'm having a hard time believing this. What now is going to make him go out there and play when he didn't go out there and play when he said he was?
Right.
So
where he was acting.
Go in there. Something's going to happen. They're not going to like. And now Jimmy's put himself in a position where everything he does is going to get criticized as if he's given effort or not. His doing. Not anybody else's. And so when it gets to that moment, somebody blows by him or something, or he takes a one-footed three or anything like that, and Spo takes him out and send him on the bench, then all hell gonna break loose. But there is nothing that Jimmy has said that would give you any idea that he just gonna come back and play. I'd be more interested in what he says to his teammates.
I don't know.
Because we don't care. What we think don't matter.
They're not
but
shooting
the
around.
guys that he play with, that matters.
They're not shooting around this morning.
You know
why? They didn't shoot around this morning.
They don't want nobody to answer no damn questions.
That's true.
And they don't want to see if Jimmy's out
And
there.
I asked you that a long time. I was like, you think they're going to do that? You're like,
you know what, dude? I wouldn't even be surprised. Let's just say in the off chance that he does play tonight, I wouldn't even be surprised if they tell him to skip out. Like, now, people in the media can say, like, hey, and they can, so if he wants to talk, he'll talk. But, I wonder where that's going to be at. Because, there was that whole thing, he felt uncomfortable talking at the practice. But I don't know.
Made him uncomfortable.
But he also may want to. I didn't make him uncomfortable. I asked him a completely reasonable question.
Sure.
Oh, you just heard what the man said. He said he felt very uncomfortable answering questions during the practice. I just remember 3 people asked him a question, and 1 guy got the side eye.
Very bad side eye. The most honest.
So you made him uncomfortable. The practice.
The most honest moment of that.
You know what it is, Leroy? You know what it is? Tobin's had at least a good 10 days. He could take it. You know what I'm saying? We can make fun of him and everything like that. But now that he's going to be boots to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And if in this situation, it still hasn't been publicly handled. Like, we don't know what's going on. So if Jimmy does play or is in uniform,
mm-hmm.
somebody's going to have to ask him questions, right?
Sure. People will. Will I?
I know people will. Will you ask a question? Because it seems
that every time you ask him a question, some bleep hits the wall. You know what?
Well, now you're making me feel that. Now it just feels like you're setting me up to get people angry at me.
I want you to text me your questions.
Okay, but I don't know what my questions are. I swear to God, like, I don't go into things really knowing something I really want to ask. First of all, I'm not the A shooter. All right, that's Iron Anthony. I'm in this case. I'm Pella Larson. Like, if I get a couple minutes in there, I'll hit an open shot.
Why do you always go 5 for 5 from 3 in your minutes?
Yeah, you're
I'm like Thomas Bryant in a blowout.
You come in there, like, did none of that. Everything was jovial. Did none of it. You realize with two people, with Pat Riley and with Jimmy Butler, you have asked the question to have them have to do more media than they've ever had to do.
That's not fair.
Really?
I mean, has it been in every story about this? Yes, it has. But it's not. But again, I keep coming back to this. Why should I be responsible for other people's words? That's not fair.
Because you led the horse to the water.
Yep.
You know, everybody was like, hey, Jimmy, hey, come over here to my stream.
I mean,
my stream.
We could go one article.
But doubt and silly sauce. And go ahead, take a drink of that.
Let me ask you this, Tobin. Now, after months,
yeah,
do you regret asking Pat that question from last at the end of the year, at the end of the season? This all started because of that one question you asked.
Do I regret asking that question?
Because wait, that's the starting point. Because
that's the starting point, and
Jimmy,
you did it.
So if I could have taken it away,
Jimmy wanted an apology.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm looking because you heard what Jimmy said, and that got your heat. You went wily coyote. You went wily coyote after Jimmy said that statement, right? That if he wasn't hurt, right, that got you going. And
it didn't get me going. I actually
like to ask the question. Why did you ask the question?
I can tell you exactly why I asked that question. Because Vlad, I asked something very similar to Pat Riley after the 2020 finals when they lost Goran and Bam. And I said, did you have any thoughts of what if you had those guys? What would happen? And he goes on this whole formatted answer. There was a Wilt reference, whole thing. But the only thing that got headlines was the fact that he said, well, there's always going to be that asterisk. Then he has to come out and he has to put a whole statement out. All the asterisk is on our side, not the Lakers side. So I was just curious. I really wasn't about the Jimmy comments. I brought up the Jimmy comments.
So you wanted
You
wanted him to be petty towards the Celtics, and that pettiness.
Yes.
Turned
Well,
right to
my
Jimmy.
question really
That's your fault.
my question of it was, does he feel like if Jimmy was healthy that they would have actually had a shot against the Celtics? Was the basis of my question. Because Jimmy,
what you asked.
it is what I asked. I said, no. I know exactly. I remember my question. Do you want to just play the tape? I'll play the tape. We can run the tape, Ralph.
Jimmy said.
This isn't my fault.
Did it not start off with Jimmy said?
It said, yes, it did start with that. It did.
Okay,
I didn't snitch. He knew already.
So you taking state secrets and you're running back. You still could have asked the same question you wanted to ask, like with Goran and them, but instead, to give yourself a reason to ask the question, you said Jimmy said.
Well, Jimmy said they would beat them. Hold on. Let's not forget. Jimmy is the one who said, if Boston and New York, if I was there, they would be home right now. He said that. Maybe drunk in an F1 race, but he did say it.
So what? But you didn't have to repeat it or reiterate
it. But he already saw it.
He saw that. He got all motivated. Like his engine was purring worse than the F1 cars when he heard that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you were. Look, when he said that, you're like, oh yeah, you got excited.
Okay, wait.
I did get excited. I love it.
Wait.
I like Jimmy's confidence.
And Vlad. And let's not, he knows listen, this guy knows how to get people going.
Dude,
right?
I'm not.
He's made some of the most peaceful, fun, energetic fight people cuss. Okay? Now, so and then he starts, you got him. So we let you pass.
Definitely,
we get you past the Pat Riley stuff. That was in the past. Basketball was being played, and then we have this situation. The first words to Jimmy.
What?
Pat said.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what happened. Hold on.
Did you bring up Pat Riley in your question to Jimmy?
I asked if he and Pat Riley have spoken. I asked. No. When all the rumors have come out, okay, with the rumors, and then remember, Pat Riley had a statement that had said, we're not trading Jimmy. Official statement, okay? All I asked from him was a simple, hey, have you or your agent spoken to Pat Riley with all of this going around? And then I got the side eye of death. And then I got dismissed and said next. So I what is wrong about what I asked? There's nothing wrong about what I asked.
If somebody that you're going back and forth with, somebody that you have beef with, if somebody asks you a question, regardless of what the question is, but you bring up that person's name, there's going to be some anger. There's going to be some.
Yeah,
so the fact, it wasn't the question. The thing that probably got Jimmy going was that the fact that you even mentioned Pat Riley.
You're a Tobin instigator. You're a Tobin instigator. Yes. That's what you are. Yes. You're a Tobin instigator.
This is not fair, though.
Oh, wait, because guess what? Guess what? If a conversation is going on with DC, right, and we having a conversation, you know damn well, if you say the words John Jones in any capacity, that's
DC's
gonna
get right. That's exactly
even if it's a sincere and honest question, ain't got nothing to do with their beef.
I didn't make him curse over John Jones. I made him curse over the Saints.
Yeah. Okay, that's another hot topic.
But Tobin, you know
both
individuals. You know how both individuals are.
You know what? That, he's like what is that controlling Houston?
Hold on, but here's the thing that I don't get with you two and why everybody's mad at me.
Don't
okay,
get with us.
No. I just want to be clear. Okay, in a marriage, if a marriage isn't working because somebody was a slut or somebody went to too many booby bars and they're on unstable, shaky ground. It's like getting mad at the kid because he didn't clean his room. Like, it's not his fault that you guys got onto this whole shouting match. Don't yell so much at him. Oh, I'm going to yell him if I want to. Don't tell me how to parent. No, you don't do that. You're being too harsh. You're taking this out on him. And so you're looking at me. All I did was I'm just a casual observer here. That's all I did. These guys already had problems. The problems was no Munyon. Okay.
So why you bring it up? Like, why would you?
Dude, what are you supposed to do?
Here's the two issues that nobody will deal with, right? This is the Jimmy issue, and this is the Pat issue. And we can go back and forth about this, but one was never going to happen without the other. Pat wanted Jimmy to play more games. Jimmy wanted more money. The two don't match. So one person had to give. Either Pat had to give him the money in hopes that he played more games, or Jimmy had to play more games in hopes that Pat would pay him. Neither one of them trust one another. They don't think it was going to happen. So that's why we are where we are.
Exactly, which has nothing to do with me.
No, here. It may have, the facts may have nothing to do with it. But the match came from you. You know it
Weekend,
did.
Jimmy Butler had said, if he was healthy, that Boston would have gone home. I know it's tough to live in hypotheticals, but if he was able to play and Terry was able to play, did you feel like the gulf has gotten way too big with you in Boston, or if you had your guys, that it might have been more competitive?
We played, I've been involved in competition and playoffs against certain opponents that turned into hate, even since we've been here, I hate to use that word, but the competition gets so tough that you don't like one another. And so we played Boston 4 times, I think, in the playoffs since Jimmy's been here. So, you do develop some dislike for the other team, but they are this year, I think, the best team in the league with the best roster in the league. They made some great moves. Brad Stevens did a great job in getting Holiday and Porzingis. They built their bench a little bit differently. And, for him to say that, I thought, is that Jimmy trolling or is that Jimmy serious? If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut in your criticism of those teams.
You see what you did, man? You see what you did?
Show your face, you bum.
Show your face.
Show your face.
Show your face. No, this ain't second grade. You ain't taking no afternoon nap.
Hey,
lift your head up.
Hey,
lift your head up.
Video evidence.
Your Honor.
Hey,
Exhibit A.
Hey, and guess what? You didn't ask a short question either. You broke it.
Oh, he was trembling. He knew what he was doing. He even kind of got scared. He was like, I
This is The Godfather.
The question, so I might as well finish it.
Hey, so keep in mind, let's look at it from past standpoint. At that point, he was really heated about people missing games, right?
He was heated. Did you see the answer? The answer was like he was answering it like, okay, you build you play teams 3-4 years, you start getting some disdain. I don't want to use the word hate, but you start not liking them. And then it clicked in his. Was Jimmy trolling? Was Jimmy trolling? When he said that, his whole facial demeanor changed, and you could see the anger. Like, yo, if you're not on the court, I don't want to hear a word from you.
Somebody would say that means he worked himself up. That had nothing to do with me.
That was your question.
Your question.
I don't like what you guys are doing because it feels like it's going to end with me getting.
Wait.
No, because I got to go to. I have to go to that arena tonight, and I'm going to have people throwing things at me.
Here's what we do. We are just trying to understand the situation and explain to the people that are watching us with no information how this could play out, why we are where we are. And so being responsible to our people, we are required to show the two instances of where you got Pat going towards Jimmy and where you got Jimmy going towards Pat. And to be fair, it would seem like you are Don King and you trying to promote a fight.
No, I don't like that. That's not fair.
Okay.
I'm not Don King.
Bob Arum.
No, I'm not Bob Arum. I hate that even worse.
See,
yo, Tobin, wear a jacket. You be Butch Lewis.
Hey, so we just pointing this out to our people because they look at us.
Hate you, Smeethan.
Smeethan said Tobin is Don Burger King.
Tate South referred to me as Blob Arum.
So you can understand because, wait a minute, if I may, if it was anybody else other than you would be pointing these things out, saying they started. Never. Now you're just lying. Now you're just lying, dude. Now you're just lying.
The rumors and Pat putting up statement. Any conversations between you and Pat or your agent and Pat about where things stand and where you're feeling on it?
No.
You see the many blinks he gave him while you were asking the question?
He gave you.
Replay that again.
He gave you side-eye, twisted face, twisted.
Dude, he gave them the fake smile. Like, so I really wish I could really tell you what he was saying in his head. It would be expletives. But he was like, it was almost a look of, oh, you're the one that started this. Like, oh, I know.
No, that's not fair. That's not what he's thinking.
Look at that. Replay it again. The minute you open your voice, his whole facial expression changed. Yeah. Replay it again.
All right.
Play it again. Watch.
Oh, my God.
In your Billie Eilish voice.
The rumors and Pat putting up statement. Any conversations between you and Pat or your agent and Pat about where things stand and how you're feeling on it?
Oh, my God.
Next.
Hey, the moment he realized,
it's you.
Oh, you trying to get me to go back at Pat.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Phil Donahue. It's you. It's you. Okay. Okay, Mr. Walter Cronkite. Let's do this.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
Ooh, I thought that was a heat shirt. Keep the main thing the main thing.
Nah, I think that's actually funny. What is that?
No,
what
this is my favorite band, actually.
The main?
Yeah, they have their festival going on right now, actually, as we speak.
Like the state Maine?
No,
the band, the Maine.
They have their own festival?
They have their own festival. It's called 8123 Fest, and it's happening right now in Arizona.
Oh.
Very hurt I'm out there.
Can it make you feel better?
Sure.
You guys know about Erik Spoelstra?
Yep.
What about him?
Erik Spoelstra, a longtime coach. So this was on the line yesterday. A Lakers fan who goes by the account Lakers all day, every day. He, I guess, was sitting courtside and caught some footage of Erik Spoelstra and Erik Spoelstra losing his mind on an official because Anthony Davis was flopping like a fish.
Hey!
First personal foul.
He just fell down.
That's a good call.
That's great. Did he just reprimand the guy to concentrate?
What is concentrate? You're searching for words now. Right?
In the heat of that moment, you just can't think of actual words.
Like, have an idea. Use your eyes. Right?
Concentrate.
Concentrate is not the word that I would go to.
And that's why he looked at him the way he did.
That's why he's like, did he just tell me to concentrate?
And then you hear the old troll.
That's a
right?
good call.
Good. That was a good call. That would be you.
Spo just comes in waving. No, he fell down. Hits him with "You gotta concentrate."
I got to tell you,
like it's a magic eye trick.
All moments.
That's therapy.
All things to be said. That one ain't gonna get nothing done.
No, that's therapy. That was therapy. That might be, him trying to make sure he's not cursing. So you got to concentrate. Concentrate is probably a replacement word for.
He almost wanted to take a nap.
But you probably can't curse at the refs because that'll tee you up. So you got to learn your vernacular.
Right, you got to learn new words. Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah. But concentrate is not what I was doing. Look at me.
First personal foul.
He just fell down.
That's a good call.
There's Tobin.
I like also he just hits him with the "Don't do that."
I'm excited is when somebody walks.
Oh.
So when we interviewed Vlad, we interviewed him in the preseason, and we asked him about it. He goes, "I don't do that." I'm like,
mm-hmm.
Did it 4 times last week.
He does that.
How do you not notice?
And then he starts. Sometimes he does the scoot with it.
He looks over at Tim Donovan. Tim Donovan's like, you know what he does. You know the walking motion. One more here from Mixed Bag. Charles Barkley. He hasn't done this in a while. Charles Barkley, this guy's got his fastball. Normally,
about the women from San Antonio.
Talking about the women from San Antonio. Well, Leroy, he has a new city in mind that he's taken out. Last night, Charles Barkley decides it's time for San Francisco to get some of that business.
Cade Cunningham's had a season. He had a great and won 24-7-9 with 7 triple doubles. Man, he's been balling.
Oh, he don't make the All-Star team. I'm not going. Yeah.
I'm not going to that rat-infested place out in San
Oh, stop, man.
Golden State.
Just look at the highlights.
Golden State.
Miles Turner hitting another three, then a big swat. Let's go to beautiful then a big finish by Tyrese Halliburton.
Rats, cat.
111 to 100. La 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 la. 111 to 100. Indiana with the
You're in the
win.
wrong side. Y'all are not going to make me like San Francisco.
23 and 19. We're not. I know. Just keep it to yourself. 21 and 20 now with the
No.
Thankfully, just one more highlight to get to.
Oh, poor Ernie.
Wait, he says.
No.
Nope. Basically, he said, I'm hunkered down on this one.
He's like, too many rats in San Francisco.
But I will say this. You have some audacity, Charles. You're from Leeds, Alabama.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got some audacity. You from Leeds, Alabama.
I'm going to tell you like this. There's some animals in that South that even intangibles wouldn't walk up to. I'm just saying.
Menu says, haven't done the la thing since 4th grade. Ernie just wants to move on. He's like, you're gonna offend another region. You show a lot of Warriors games.
My favorite is when Shaq and Chuck act like they're gonna fight, but nobody moves. And Ernie is taking it serious, right?
Yeah.
It's like, ain't nobody moving. Like they too lazy to get up and actually exert any energy whatsoever.
I also like when
getting up, they need to take a nap after getting
right.
up.
Yeah, like too when Shaq tries to gas him up and he goes, "What do they got, Chuck?"
Yeah.
Oh, they got some big women out there. They got some big old,
How big are they, Chuck?
And Ernie just
They got some big ones out there.
Kenny
Oh,
just
Shaq,
want
they
to
got some big
laugh.
ones.
So
They got some big ones.
they get each other going. Kenny will laugh, and Ernie just wants it to stop.
You know, that's where they built the toothbrush, Shaq. That's where they built the toothbrush because they only got one tooth. That's where they made the toothbrush.
We'll take a break. Get you caught up with your headlines next.
You
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the T1, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. The Heat, they're back on the hardwood tonight, taking on the Denver Nuggets. 8 o'clock is your tip-off. Jimmy Bucket's not on the injury report. Heat, 1.5 favorites tonight over the Denver Nuggets in this 2023 Finals rematch. 6:45 pre-Heat with Solana and Tommy Tig. Be boots on the ground for that one. You're going as well, Vlad? Are you going as media? Or are you going as a fan?
No, I'm going as a fan. It's Vlad's birthday weekend, so
yeah. Vlad, your birthday's a Monday, yes?
Yes. Alongside one Tommy Tobin.
Tommy Tobin's birthday is this weekend as well, and Boy Wonder on Monday as well.
Boy Wonder's birthday is January 20.
Yep.
All right. What do you got going on?
Happy early birthdays.
Taking him to Winter Haven for Legoland.
Nice.
So hopefully he'll enjoy that. Looks like it's going to rain on Sunday, though. So
Is
hopefully.
it outdoor thing?
The weather isn't the greatest right now.
Ethan says, can't tell if Vlad will be turning 34 or 74.
Wow.
Jesus. Congratulations to Aleksander Barkov. The Panthers captain has been named Finland's Athlete of the Year.
Nice.
The
Congratulations.
first hockey player to ever win that award for Finland.
Who normally wins it?
I don't know. Speed skaters?
I'm a skier.
I don't know. I'm guessing Lauri Markkanen for like the last 10 years. I don't know, dude.
I mean, you made the announcement. Like
I just saw that was what it said. I don't know. I don't have the history of
the first hockey guy to win it. Isn't that a hockey country?
Yeah, but nobody's ever won the Stanley. I mean, maybe nobody's been the captain of a Stanley Cup winner. I don't know. Finland Athlete of the Year 2020.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody asked a good question.
Lauri Markkanen did win it last year.
Are you shocked? Nick T asked a good question. What was Vegas smoking? The Heat are favored by 1.5 over the Nuggets?
I know. I don't know what that is. Is somebody out tonight?
Somebody is Jokic out?
Let me see. I found that a little surprising too.
Because he didn't play the last game.
I mean, the Nuggets aren't juggernauts this year. But the Heat, I mean, the Heat always get their ass kicked by the Nuggets.
Yeah, dude, Jimmy's might not be playing. Jokic is playing. Murray,
it could also be one of those teases. And like everybody bet Denver.
Yeah. Injuries tonight. Aaron Gordon. Oh, he's questionable tonight.
Who? Jokic?
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that might be it.
He's questionable tonight. Aaron Gordon is questionable with a calf injury, and Murray is probable with a knee injury.
All right.
Well, I didn't know that Jokic ever got hurt.
I know it seems like
I always thought Gout would get him.
So slow.
Speaking of centers, by the way, this isn't good.
Oh,
Joel Embiid, Leroy, is going to be reevaluated in another 7 to 10 days. He apparently had a workout today, and he had increased swelling on his knee. He has been out for the last 2 weeks already. That's not good, dude. I mean, the Sixers might be sunk. They might be sunk, dude.
I mean, you want to talk about ruining a career. What Maxey has done these last couple of years. Man.
And
by the way, let's give the Miami Heat credit for one thing they do in the offseason. Sign Paul George.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Or they probably Maurice probably called up Pat after that date trade. He goes, Paul George for Jimmy Butler? He's like, no, dude. I see that the Bucks might be in on it too, and I'm like, I know beggars can't be choosers right now, but man, it'd be really hard to stomach Jimmy Butler on an Eastern Conference team. Be really hard for me. Like, I just needed to go away. I need to put my head in the sand.
Hold on. Let's be clear. when you break up with your girl
Mm-hmm.
and you make that determination,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be caring if they end up with some other dude.
But you would agree it's nicer if she moves out of town.
No.
You know?
Then if you got them kind of feelings, you should still be with her. That's my whole point. Once you say,
we just talked about this earlier, Leroy. When we were talking about you don't go to the backup dancer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right? That's what you said, Tobin. It's like J-Lo went to the back. You don't go to the backup dancer.
Yeah, and you also don't want to, Vlad, like, you don't want to, like, if you took her to your favorite bar all the time, that's where you guys hung out, and then all of a sudden, oh, that's not my favorite bar. Like, I took you there. You got to have dibs.
can I just say, you are
Plus, they're done with their.
You are really, really, really.
What, dude?
Dude.
What?
If you got that many concerns,
I'm telling you right.
Your ex, why don't you try to make it work? If
I'm not.
If it's over, it's over.
I'm telling you right now, if he ends up on if he ends up on
I
the
would
Bucks,
like Jimmy to play basketball for the Heat. Note I said play basketball.
Correct.
If he chooses not and it breaks up, I don't care seeing him on another unit. He didn't want to be here.
Nah, I need Dame back.
Oh, dude, how did you make it this far?
I don't know.
Like, this is crazy. It's not even your attitude towards this is if he's not gonna play for us, I don't want him playing for no Eastern Conference team.
I would prefer not. You wouldn't prefer him to go to the West and just be like, all right.
But he kind of neutralized. Stunning Steve said this earlier in the group. He said him kind of canceling in Memphis kind of put a stop to any trades because I think Memphis would have made the move. I told you this when that whole rumor started. I think the best team for Jimmy would be Memphis.
It makes sense. It makes sense. The Memphis thing makes sense. I'm surprised that he doesn't want to go there, but I know like his friends have joked on Twitter that Memphis sucks, and so nobody wants to play there. So I would have thought, like, as a country guy, a country music guy, you're like, what? You're a hop, skip, and a jump away from Nashville. I would have thought that would have been perfect. But
all
apparently,
of the things that Jimmy has said don't match up to all the things that he's done.
Right.
So I'm a little skeptical on anything that he says. Like, remember, there was once a time he said, "I'll play anywhere."
Right. Well,
just not here.
That's what the report said. But as you said, he's kind of like all that stuff has been contradicted. We know where he wants to go. And honestly, I don't really have a problem with him going there. I just, I know the Heat aren't going to sink themselves with the Bradley Beal thing. There were reports today from Windhorse saying that they were more willing to attach a first-round pick to Bradley Beal. I don't know if that appeals to the Heat more. Probably depends if Bradley Beal were to waive his no-trade clause. But they'd probably also be like,
but if Bradley Beal doesn't want to come here, do you want to deal with this problem? Another problem with that?
Oh, I think Bradley Beal would come here. I think that's more of a Heat thing than a Bradley Beal thing. I think listen, he said last year, he said that the Heat were his first choice. The Heat were like, too rich for our blood. Well, thanks. We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Back after this.
WQAM broadcasting
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Let's get to a little 15 minutes of heat here for you, brought to you by Hollywood Kia. The big game is here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash towards your new Kia, plus we'll double your down payment up to $3,000. Visit them online, hollywoodkia.com, or call 832-930-6181. 8 o'clock is your tip tonight, 6:45 preheat right here on WQAM. I got to tell you one thing, though, Leroy, a non-Jimmy Butler thing.
What's up?
I really want to beat that Michael Malone. He's unctuous, dude. He is unctuous. I remember the last time that they beat the Heat, and he was like, yeah, we got our own culture. I'm just like, ugh.
Brucey B ain't going nowhere. Brucey B ain't going nowhere. Right, Brucey B? Right, Brucey B? And then Brucey B took his ass to Indiana.
Then Brucey B, he's in another country, Michael.
Now he's in Toronto, but before he went to Indiana.
I know.
Yeah, it's crazy. Come on. I like Mike Malone, but too much Queens in him.
Too much. Don't call him Mike either, because he doesn't. It's Michael.
Oh,
It's Michael. There's only two people I actually have heard. There's him. He only likes going by his full name, and Jimmy Butler when Brett Brown got too cute and called him James Butler. He goes, "That's not my name."
You could tell where that was going back then.
Sure could.
Yeah, just like you could tell where this was going.
I don't agree with that.
What?
Well, I don't agree with that, because there was a point in this year where things were good. Like, I think that's the thing that's weird.
When Jimmy said everything was great, I'm gonna go play. I'm gonna just go hoop, and then he didn't. That's when all hell broke loose.
Yeah, that was in the middle of the season, though. Like, the season started off okay. That's why I've been like that. That's why I've told you, like, there was a point where this all took a turn in the middle of the year. Like, I see a lot of Heat fans who are like, you should have traded him in the offseason. And I understand that sentiment. I get it. But the Miami Heat didn't, they still thought they had a very good player, and they just didn't want to pay him until he was 37 and wanted to kind of see, after a year that they got snake bit, hey, let's give it one more roll of the dice. Let's see where this goes. This idea that, you should have traded him as soon as that you knew this was going to be an issue. It's like, well, no, why am I forced to trade a guy with 2 years left on his deal if you want? Like that to me was silly. And the thing was, you came into the year and, there's all this stuff about Jimmy being upset about the role, or they were tending towards Bam and Tyler. And I'm just like, dude, these two after a game were joking about who's 1A. They were smiling and laughing. There was a point, it happened in the middle of the year, where everything turned. And that is where I'm looking for where the pivot is behind scene. Unless Jimmy is just a great actor and putting up the front that he was just, grit and bearing it until he just couldn't take it anymore. But
yeah, but like, it's weird that he's in that position, because the Heat could also say, we'll tolerate this as long as we can, and then we got to suspend him. So, like, both sides can't feel the same way.
Yeah. I get now that it's like, oh, you guys all should have seen this coming, but I think that's a
I just said
a breathtaking level of hindsight that you can throw into all this. Yeah, of course. Now that all hell is broken loose.
I said way back then, Jimmy gonna be Jimmy, Pat gonna be Pat.
Pat Riley had said, he's like, who does he remind me of? Me. That's usually a Molotov cocktail for an explosion.
Pretty much.
By the way, happy birthday to the GOAT, Dwyane Wade, 43 years old today.
Wow.
Happy birthday, D Wade. Thank you for that that great interview, or that great podcast yesterday, spreading some of your side on this. By the way, the Heat have just tweeted out a picture of the Vice Court, Leroy. This is what it'll look like tonight. Looks good with that fireball. I like that.
Yep.
Love it.
The Vice fireball. That's a slick look.
Wouldn't it be something if they showed Jimmy shooting?
Well, some people have put in the team store. They're still selling the jerseys. So,
oh, come on, they still
you
trying
might
to
as
make
well.
money.
You got to get that money. It's going to be a collector's item in a minute.
They still trying to make some money. I don't know what y'all talking about.
When he gets traded, you're gonna find in the clearance rack.
Yeah, they're going to be all out of Marshalls or a TJ Maxx soon.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give me a Jovic. Rule number 5, Vice. Vice Originals back tonight for the Miami Heat. But yeah, man, I hope from a non-Jimmy perspective, although it is really hard to predict what this game is going to be like tonight, because if he is playing, I imagine that means Jaime's out of the starting, or probably, I don't know, would they go Terry?
Which would suck, right?
They'll probably take Terry out of the starting lineup, to be honest with you.
Have Terry come off the bench and be a spark for the bench?
I would guess. Well, I don't know.
I mean, my man hasn't been really doing a whole lot of sparking.
Nope. Other than maybe sparking the side of the rim with his bricks.
Why are you so like? I don't understand how you could be so hard on players, yet when we call you out for starting this whole mess, you want everybody to be, oh no.
I did. Well, one thing is true and the other is not. I didn't start this whole mess. Terry Rozier is building a brick house.
Did you ask Pat Riley the question that started all of this?
Perhaps.
Okay.
It's not perhaps.
It's perhaps. I mean, I don't want to take.
Not perhaps.
Everyone's already
Randy Tobin said, Pat, Jimmy Butler said, like, the two people that are involved in this, you mentioned their names. Pat, Jimmy Butler said if he was healthy, they would be able to take the Celtics and the Knicks out, which got you excited, like we said, but your excitement backfired on you. That's all it did. That's all it was. It was like a firecracker, but you kind of Pierre Paul'd it. That's all.
I'm
Just
not
blew up in your hand.
I'm JPP.
You're I knew that. Yeah, I like that one. I'm giving myself a point.
Oh man. From Ramona Shelburne, this is from her piece on the Jimmy Butler saga. Udonis Haslem, the Heat's longest tenure player, retired after 20 seasons. For the past 8, though he barely played, he was relegated to the bench to play a different role, to promote and protect the culture he had helped build and fueled with 7 NBA Finals appearances and 3 championships. He was quietly the team's captain. His departure created an opening to be the leader of one of the most iconic stable franchises. Riley and Spoelstra canvassed the organization looking for a new keeper of the flame. It was unanimous, sources said. Everyone believed that 26-year-old Bam Adebayo would be the right choice to carry on the legacy. Riley called a meeting before the 23-24 season to bestow the honor and make sure he understood the responsibility. Butler, who had just completed his 4th season in Miami, leading the team to 2 NBA Finals, wasn't upset by the choice, sources said close to him, but it did serve as validation. He might be the Heat's best player, but it wasn't really truly his team. Adebayo and the young guard Tyler Hero were the Heat's future, not him. The disconnect only grew on the court. Butler began to believe the Heat were prioritizing Adebayo and Hero over him, sources close to Butler said. They were really the hub of the offense, and he was just supposed to run down in the corner and be ready to shoot, be ready to drive or shoot a 3-pointer. That's a convenient flip of narrative.
Hey,
sources close to Butler.
When has anybody ever asked Jimmy Butler to go stand in the corner and
just stand over there, Jimmy? Just be Kyle Korver for us.
That's bad coaching. I mean, you expecting him to he'll make a 3 every now and then, but damn, that can't be his go-to shot.
He's also shot the fewest 3s that he has, I think, this year with the Heat.
He's played the fewest basketball. So stop. Like you can
I'm talking about the average of the games.
He's made the fewest. He made the fewest middies. He's gone to the foul line the fewest amount of times.
I don't think it's foul. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I don't know. The whole thing. Oh, they were catering towards Hero and Bam. Like, dude, I've seen you.
Wait, the same Hero that everybody that was on the trade, was on the trading block for the last 2 years.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sure he's laughing at that. Tyler, like, really?
Probably. But he was also like, these guys were laughing after a game, like, who's 1 Spo, who's 1A, who's 1B? Didn't sound like a guy upset with his role then.
In the words of one Brendan Tobin, all a charade.
A charade, dude. A charade.
I mean, you know what? Here's the funny thing about the difference between me and you. I can look at that and say, oh, they just overdoing this to kind of hide what's really going on. You pull out of that, look at how much they love each other. Ooh. Right. No, you always do, dude. You always pull the part out of a story to fit what
I'm
you
not
want
fitting
it to
any
be.
narrative. I'm telling you, like that. Like nobody like what is the act for? You think Tyler Hero thought that he was acting?
No, so they quit asking questions about how's the team chemistry and stuff like that.
We've seen this happen in many times in sports where, hey, Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Right? Not too long ago.
It's a little different though. Like you're talking about a guy who's like single-handedly responsible for your production. You know,
Jimmy Butler isn't?
Not for
If he just
Tyler's.
gonna stand in the corner?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like they were on a stage joking about like who really was the one option when they're both having good games. Like in a basket,
it's easy to here you go. Here it's easy to do that when you both get 25.
Yeah.
But if Tyler gets 30 and you get 5, that whole conversation plays out differently.
Okay, but Leroy, like Tyler Hero has this is the thing where it doesn't make sense, right? Like Tyler Hero has been a guy taking a lot of shots for the Miami Heat his entire career with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Like nothing has changed.
No, it's changed for Jimmy?
For him. But I mean, like the things that have changed are like you went into a game for 2 games and you tanked it.
Right.
You've been playing with Tyler Hero since he's a teenager.
Yeah, but he's not complaining about Tyler.
Not publicly.
But and that whole one, and let me tell you something. I know how people think, right? You think Jimmy was saying that so we would all chew on it and go, like he's looking at it like, this dude has been balling for 6 months. I've been balling for 10 years. And y'all just quick to say he's won. Right? Like he kind of said it tongue in cheek. But is that the same guy that
I just think it's a thing like I'm fine with all the lobs of grenades back and forth with them. But like we know what it is. And like this idea that
they're making it something that it's not.
Right. Like
we all know here's the crux of all of this.
We know what it is.
He wants Jimmy to play more games. Jimmy wants another year added to his contract. I might add in 2027.
Correct. And it's like you just say, oh, you guys are prioritizing. It's like, what?
No, that's the crux of it. They listen, if you guys are silly enough to read into everything that's being said, shame on you. Here's what the issue is. The Heat have openly said with Pat Riley and everybody there, Jimmy, you need to play more games. We're not extending you. You need to play more games. Right? And Jimmy said, I'm going to go out and ball. Whatever happened, he decided I'm not going to ball. So this is centered around money and paying for a service that you're not getting.
Correct. Which makes none of this makes it my fault because I was pro paying Jimmy Butler the entire time. Ergo, none of the press conferences had any effect on any of this.
But here's what you are. Okay? You the badass kids running around in front of the parents that make them go at each other.
No, I'm a good boy.
Really? Really with those questions?
I'm a good boy.
Did you do it with a smirk on your face?
No, why would I do it with a smirk on my face? Why? This is not a laughing situation.
Glad you know that Tobin look.
Oh, we all do.
Very familiar.
Hey, Pat. Jimmy.
Yep. We know. You went to your Billie Eilish voice. I could barely hear you. I could barely hear you asking the question. Then I saw the look. Like, what did this man do?
It's a very simple question. I don't understand what
you make it. You say it's a simple question.
Simple question the quiz led up to.
Did you know when you said Pat Riley to Jimmy Butler and when you said Jimmy Butler to Pat Riley, based on those two and where it was heading, that maybe you was going to get a little reaction?
It's my shirt is exactly what's going on.
Wow, did you wear this on purpose?
Yeah, loyalty
over money.
If you watch, you know that I support this brand, LOM, and it's basically what the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler situation is. Miami Heat want loyalty, and Jimmy wants money.
Here, I would say this, and I said this from the beginning. Tobin can vouch for me. If they ain't do it with Dwyane Wade, they ain't doing it with Jimmy Butler.
But maybe Jimmy thought things were different because of all the things they were letting him get away with. I mean, that article with Ramona, if I'm getting away with all this stuff that nobody's ever done with this organization,
but again,
I feel like I'm the man.
How about this? And Pat didn't say anything about that. Anything about he never brought up all of the stuff that they let him get away with, correct? Pat only brought up one thing consistently. We need him to play more games. That's it. Is that a crazy thing to ask?
I'll tell you.
Is that a crazy thing to ask somebody paying $50 million? Because keep
to
in
work
mind,
to show up for your job.
Because keep in mind, the whole time Pat is probably thinking, if these guys are healthy, we're not a play-in team. Agreed?
Yeah.
He has to be thinking that. But Jimmy's doing Jimmy stuff. Bubble guts, like whatever, missing games for this, missing game, like whatever.
Got a big UFC fight coming up this weekend. All right, UFC 311. One of the stars of that card, Renato Moicano, aka Money Moicano.
How do you never miss one of these names?
Wait, say his name again.
Renato. It's Brazilian. That's why like Brazilians do
R.
R. They do like an R.
Spelled with an R.
Yeah, Brazilians do a strange thing with like R, like Shogun Hua, but it's spelled R-U-A. It's kind of like Patrick Roy. Remember the great goaltender for the Colorado Avalanche?
Yeah.
It's like Spanish people calling
That's
Vladimir
Canadian.
Vladimir.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because on Google it says
Jennifer calls you
Renato.
Vladimir.
Yeah, because Spanish people don't say the word V. They don't say the letter V.
Either way, Renato Moicano is going to join us. We'll talk about his upcoming fight next.
The heater.
Welcome back, everybody. Very excited to talk to our next guest, Money Moicano. I mean, like, this guy is just one of the rising stars that is going on right now in the UFC. Everybody loves hearing what Money Moicano has to say. He's taking on Beneil Dariush. You old shaming the Money, man. What are you doing? What? You're just trying to stir it up here on the fight week?
Yeah, no, I'm good. You know, I respect Dariush, but I will be his ass.
What have you Money? What have you thought about this this run that you're on right now? Everybody's so captivated by you. You've been in the game for a long time, obviously, but has something flipped? Like, is something that has been different, you would say, over these last handful of fights, or do you feel like it's just captured more people's imagination?
I don't know. I think I start to talk a little bit more, right? My English got a little bit better, so more people are recognizing me. So I'm feeling very good about my career right now. I feel I'm on prime, and I have been doing good performances too, like my last one. So I'm in a good place. I'm happy, and I'm ready to go.
Do you feel like the run to the title is it feel as close as it's ever been? Because we've seen guys your age, you know, like a Jorge Masvidal trains at your gym. Like, it kind of was around this age where, like, boom, he's in the UFC forever, but all of a sudden it got going, people started caring, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's in title fights, he's, you know, main eventing again.
Yes, I think so. But to be honest with you, I'm not thinking too much about that. You know, I'm thinking about winning fights and making some money. If I can fight for a belt, of course, it will be good. I will get way more money, but it is what it is. You know, I'm ready to beat Dariush on Saturday and get the double check.
From your standpoint, like, do you find this fun now that people are so captivated about what you say? Like, your performances have obviously been incredible. We've seen like these thrilling, bonus-worthy performances, but not only that, but like, people are just captivated. Like, what the hell is this guy going to say once Rogan or whoever's doing the interviews is there in the winner's circle?
Yes, 100%. Everybody keep like asking me, what you going to say after the fight? I say, I don't know. I come up with the stuff on the moment. You know, I'm not trying to act. You know, I just react. So, but people are saying, man, please win. I want to see you talking. I say, okay, I will. Trust me, I will.
We're down here in South Florida. Has it changed at all? I mean, you've been with ATT, but like, have you noticed like people down in the streets here or whatever just noticing you and wanting to stop with you and, you know, just get some more time because fame is growing for you?
I think it's pretty much the same, because my life is very is very boring. There is nothing special, you know. I go home, I go training. I don't hang out much, you know. I don't go to the places. My life is about family and training. So for me, it's the same, you know. But sometimes when I come here, like a big city like Los Angeles, and then I woke up on the street and some people recognize me, it's nice. But down in South Florida, it's pretty much the same, you know. We have a lot of Brazilians, we have a lot of fighters, so everybody is kind of in the same community. So I don't feel nothing different.
Your guy Gilbert Burns, who you do a podcast with, it was revealed or it's rumored out there that he's going to be fighting on the Miami card, which is kind of rumbled around April. What do you think about Gilbert? What do you think you think about this upcoming matchup? Because he's taking on a tough young guy, and he's obviously, you know, so talented, but looking to bounce back.
Yes, Gilbert is in a tough spot right now because he lost a couple fights, right? And he's not young anymore. He's a little bit older, so that's going to be a very tough challenge for him. But this guy, Michael Morales, he's a very good striker, but I don't think he was tested yet. So Gilbert Burns will beat the test, and I think he knows that. He needs that win, and he will train, and he will beat Morales, you know. I think so.
Would that intrigue you at all? If there was a spring card down here, would it intrigue you to fight in South Florida?
Yes, 100%. I want to fight in Florida. If they offer me a fight for Miami, 100% I will fight.
No, even like because like I guess the thought is in April. Like, would that be too quick a turnaround, or you feel like you could make that happen?
No, I can make it happen. You know, depends, right? It's tough to rely on this because I have to wait till Saturday. I have to be here and I have to be recovered, right? Like my body, if my body is not too broke, like if I don't have anything broke and if I'm fine, I will be able to fight for sure in Miami. But let's wait and see.
What's the vibe in the gym with Masvidal making a comeback? Has there been how is he looking? Because supposedly he's going to be making the comeback pretty soon too.
Yeah, I have seen the gym a couple of times, like a couple months ago, and I say, hey, something is going on. This guy's training, so probably he will get a couple more fights in UFC, and I'm really happy. I like to see him at the gym. He's a very good guy, helps everybody out, like Dustin Poirier, and I'm happy that he is coming back off the retirement, and I hope we can see a couple more fights of him.
I mean, like that gym is so interesting because you guys are such a powerhouse. There's so many people that come in and out. Like, what do you like about that? The idea that, you have the Dustin Poiriers and the Jorge Masvidals, but you also have guys kind of come in and get a lot of new blood because they want to test the waters of that. So can you give us a little insight into like what the culture is like at ATT and how that all vibes?
ATT is a huge team. It's very big, and what is good is we have a lot of Brazilians, we have Russians, we have people from Poland, we have people all over the world, and that's good because these people is always bring other fighters, other people to train. So you never have like a empty gym, always full of people, always different people, so you can train, so you can compare yourself, so you can learn new techniques. So I really think the best thing in America Top Team is the amount of talent we have over there.
What are your thoughts on the main event? This weight class that you're rising up quite fast. Who do you think is gonna walk home with the belts on Saturday night at UFC 311?
I think, unfortunately for ATT, I think Islam Makhachev, because Islam Makhachev is the champ. He's bigger, very good wrestler. But look, I watch Arman training camp, and he did very well. He is ready. You can see for the pictures, he's on shape. He's ready, and I think the odds should be closer than they are right now. The odds are kind of favoring too much Islam. I agree, he's the favorite, but I think the odds should be not that much because Tsarukyan is a huge challenge for Makhachev.
I sure though you gotta have the money. I know you gotta think that like, hey, you just want to make the dough and all that, but I know you have to be thinking about, hey, when I get my shot at Islam, like what are the things that you have that would make you successful in a matchup like that?
I think, man, I think he will try to take down all the time, and I will stop the takedowns. Dustin did a really good job last time. And I don't know. I think, of course, he's the champion, but I would love to fight him, and I think I like my chances against Islam Makhachev.
Did you with your training with Dustin, like, do you ask him about that particular fight and knowing that like, hey, that could be in the future for you? Like, do you pick your brain, or would you wait until that fight was actually booked and that's when you would kind of get that insight?
Yeah, not yet. I didn't talk to him about that because that's not my focus right now. I have so much to climb yet. I have so much to do to fight for the belt, and that's what I'm doing. I want to go over there on Saturday, make my case, and then let's see what happens. And when the time comes, I will be ready, and then I will ask for advice against Islam Makhachev.
From your standpoint, man, is there anything? What about Beneil's game like worries you the most? Like, what have you prepared for the most to take him out?
I think he has a serious knockout power, and he has a lot of submission threats, right? So he's well-rounded, complete. He's a veteran. He's good, and this is the fight game. Everything can happen, but I like my chances. I like my strategy, and I'm pretty sure that I'll be here on Saturday.
I gotta ask before you get out of here, man. How in God's name did you come up with "Turtle in the Tree"? That was we were playing that on the radio show for a week straight. That was the most hilarious description I've ever heard in my life.
It's because it's true, right? How can we see Dan Hook on the top 5. It's like to see a turtle in a tree, my brother. That was fun.
Oh, bro, it was a classic all time. Like, you feel is like you still see it. He fell at 6, so maybe people were listening to you. They were like, you know what, top 5 was too ridiculous.
Yeah, no, but it is what it is, you know. I think props to him that got on the top of the tree, and let's see if he can keep over there.
Maybe Renato Moicano gets the axe out. He starts chopping it down and gets to that one, man. That'd be a fun fight too.
100%.
All right, thank you for the time, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, my brother. See you.